This is so funny. Has this been his whole show? His whole show's been about me. I just now saw a post and tuned in. I'm still 20 minutes behind.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now.
He gambles.
Cause we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves. Never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves. We won't let the world burn away. Burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack. Kill it.
He knows all these businesses but can't keep a job. That's weird.
Haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack. Kill it anyway.
Yeah, because to a con man, the bank hassled her about wiring money to Bert because it's a con.
And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack. Kill it anyway. To play. Haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack. Kill it anyway.
Oh, I'm so excited. We got to get into this. All right.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible.
Bart,
I've
2
watched
nights
a
in a
few
row.
episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in?
It's all about me.
is
That's all I wanted, Bert.
Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways,
It doesn't bother
I
him a
hope you have a
bit.
good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Binda land. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bert, and this is the show featured on the I Watch the News So You Don't Have to Bert Lynch bitching hour. And that's it right here, direct from the source. So, first, before we start, I found something out. So do you guys remember? So we had the flood. Everybody knows where I live now because I got hit by a fucking flood, right? I've documented where I live and shit. I didn't used to put that out there, but everybody knows where I live now. At this point, I documented the flood, right? I'm on the fucking news talking about where I live and in the flood. Like, me and my nephew were interviewed by fucking CNN about the flood. It's kind of hard to hide at this point. Or it wasn't hiding, like keeping it like, hey, I don't want to get swatted or whatever, right? You guys remember when the flood hit that there was a guy whose camper and where he lived never got touched by the flood. But he was like the one that was like fucking, he was like the one that was posting that they were barely survived, and it was just him. So there are a bunch of veterans that live at the campground. I'm one of them. Yeah, Kenneth Woody. I'm one of them. And we all left after day one, right? As soon as we could hike out of there, all the veterans left. But him and a couple other old guys stayed there, and he's like, we're just barely surviving back here. All I did was spend the night at my sister's house to take a shower on day two. And then I was back at like 8 a.m. in the morning the next morning bringing in fuel and shit. But he's like, everybody's abandoned us. It's just me and a couple of veterans back here trying to survive. Like, he posted the weirdest shit. Lied about it, stayed drunk. Lied about his camper being damaged. Got mad because the bank wouldn't pay off his camper even though it was undamaged. Like, the water line didn't even touch his tires of his camper, right? It never even made it in the driveway where he parks. But he threw this bitch fit on Facebook, right? And because he's an old, disabled guy with like a big hunchback, people come running to him like, what can we do for you? What can we help you with? He's one of those types. And, of course, he took every donation he could get. I brought his daughter bought him a generator. I brought it in and set it up for him and put it under like in dry weather under the barn. Well, it's like a lean-to shed. I put it in there. Delivered him supplies and shit from people that specifically brought him supplies. Not everybody living back, just him because he was bitching on Facebook. Ends up some people volunteer to like give him a camper, like not a brand new camper, but a new to him camper. And they were going to have it taken to the local RV place and gone completely through and like new appliances put in and cleaned and fixed up and the air conditioner fixed and shit. So that was like my line. All right. He got thrown out of the campground because he like fucking attacked the owner saying that she was trying to steal from him. And basically, I don't want to rehash the whole story, but what happened was when that flood hit, we didn't know how high the water was going to go. So we have a bunch of cabins on the hill, like way out of the water, right? Everything would have to flood for these cabins to flood. They're as high as the owner's house, like way up on the hill. So the owner for that night opened the cabins for anybody who needed a place to sleep. Like, hey, the cabins are open. If you need a place to sleep, you don't want to, go to bed and the water rise again, She opened the cabins and everybody was bunking together in these cabins. And that was perfect. Later that day, the water receded. Everybody kind of left or went back to their camper or whatever, except for this one guy. His name is Kenneth Woody. He wanted to stay in the cabin. Now, again, his camper was undamaged. He wanted to stay in the cabin. So Lisa was like, okay, if you want to stay there for a little bit, but before winter, we have to get you out of there because these are like dry cabins. They don't have bathrooms. They don't have plumbing. They're not set up for winter. They're seasonal, right? We have a bath house if you stay in those cabins, but we don't have water run there. We don't have to wait to heat them. We do have air conditioning because it's a summer thing, but there's no heat in there. And the only heating sources that you could possibly put in there are inherently unsafe. Like if you use like one of those like milk barn heaters or whatever, or like kerosene or propane or something, then we have to worry about fires breaking out. And there's a couple cabins real close to each other. Then it's just like the woods. We don't want to set the fucking woods on fire. So she was like, before winter, you got to get out of there. So he he like dicked around or whatever, stayed up there for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then she just in passing one day was like, he said something about the cabin. He said something about like a donation he got or something and how hard it was going to be to move, or how hard it was to move the stuff up to the cabin. And she's like, oh, that sucks, especially when you have to move it like back down to your, to your camper. And he like flips out on her, calls her a scam artist and a slumlord, like crazy shit. He makes all these Facebook posts insinuating like we're mistreating him and he's trapped there or something. And we're stealing from him and blah, blah, blah. And includes me in these posts, right? He insinuates that I've done something wrong in these posts. And all I did the entire time, I documented all of it, was travel in every fucking day on a one wheel with as much shit as I could fucking carry, right? I was hiking in at first. Then I got to where I could get the one wheel in, but just as much shit as I can carry. Like there's a video of me literally with 7 1-gallon gas jugs, like hanging all over my body like a bandolier, taking it in. Like I didn't do anything to hurt anybody. Like, and I was already stressed out and pissed. Mariah and the kids were staying with their mom. I was trying to get in, get out. I was sort of living there at the time and trying to supply everybody else. So when he come up to me to try to coordinate getting more supplies specifically just for him from his daughter, I was like, no, fuck you, dude. I'm done. Like, I saw your Facebook post. Fuck you. Get away from me. And he's like, but what I was going to say was, and I'm like, no, I'm done. I saw the post. You said you're talking shit about Lisa. You're talking shit about me. And he's like, what you don't understand is she's been a bitch ever since, right? And as soon as he said that, like, I fucking snapped. I was like, fuck you, you're the bitch. Get the fuck away from me. And he just stood there for a second. I was like, get the fuck away from me. And he like waddled off or whatever. So then he goes to Facebook. Of course, that was probably what he wanted. He goes to Facebook and claims that his life's been threatened and that his life's been threatened. He has to flee in the middle of the night, and he's holding a shotgun, hiding behind the door, hoping somebody will come rescue him. He was talking about calling in to get airlifted out, even though there's like a road at this point. Like it's a shitty road, right? But it's a road. It was just wild the way he changed. So when someone decided to give him this camper free of charge, and he's got a perfectly good camper sitting there that's undamaged, he was not a victim of the storm, okay? He was not a victim of the hurricane or the flooding. He was not a victim. If you want to give it to somebody, give it to somebody who needs it. So I reached out to that lady, and I was like, look, this is a scam. I took a video for her. I showed her the water line. I showed her his undamaged camper. I showed him everything. But at this point, the lady that was donating it was kind of like locked in because she had made this big post saying they were going to give it to him. All these people were like, oh, that's so good. He's such a good guy, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't want to be attacked because she's seen him turn on people and have his followers attack them. So basically what was decided is she basically told him in the background, like, you're a fucking scammer. Like, I know it. Let's just, instead of me making a post and calling you out or whatever, let's just go our separate ways. So the camper never got donated. Instead, what happened was he moved into this like, hold on, I'll show you. You guys remember the story I told you where I used to build yard barns? Like those barns that you like can buy on like it's basically like a car lot, and they're like little sheds or whatever. He lives in one of those now. Somebody gave him that and said it's on my land. If you want to fix it up, you know, if you want to do something with it, you can do this. Gave him one of those, and him and that fucking dog of his, Mr. Giggles, live in this fucking yard barn. I know he's got some pictures of it. I just saw it earlier. So anyways, that long story short, this guy's a piece of shit. I'll call him a piece of shit. Such a piece of shit that his own family, he can't live with his daughter and son-in-law because he accused them of trying to poison him and steal his Social Security check. Twice he's tried living with his daughter and son-in-law, but both times he convinced himself they were trying to murder him. He left his ex-wife because he was convinced she was a nurse and she was trying to murder him. There it is. So he lives in this tiny little shed. Some guy this summer, so this guy retired from like Food City or something like that, or Kroger, Food City or something like that. This summer, when he was living at the campground, we had another guy come in to the campground that used to work with him. He was also a manager, and he said he would see him at like the manager events. He was like another store manager. And he's like, he come up to me and Mariah. We were both working that day, and he's like, hey, is that Kenneth Woody? And we didn't want to just be like, yeah. We're like, what? Why? And he's like, I used to work with him at Kroger. I was a store manager. He was a store manager. Yeah, and before we could even answer, he's like, yeah, that's him. I'm going to holler at him. So went and talked to him, hang out with him for the weekend. The next week, that guy's gone. He was only there for the weekend. It was like Memorial Day weekend or something. The next week, Kenneth comes into the office, and he's like, I think I'm getting sick. And I was like, it's probably the weather change. You know, my sinuses fuck up during the weather change. He's like, no. He's like, I think I've been poisoned. I laugh in his face. Like, who the fuck? Mariah says food poisoning. He says no. I just laugh in his face. Like, who the fuck wants to poison the 90-year-old man who lives alone with a dog who has nothing to his... You know what I mean? Like, who... What? And he's like, you don't understand how easy it is. They can just get something and put it on your door handle, and then you touch it and you're poisoned. And I was like, okay, buddy. You don't live in a fucking KGB movie. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he got mad and waddled off again. But this is where he lives now. Anyways, that's why we are sworn enemies. He and Bert Lynch, the $500,000 con man, are teaming up to take me down. Okay? So Bert says in his show tonight, like, oh, Will Bird lives in the gorge. Yeah, I've said that on my show, bro. I live at Nolichucky Gorge Campground. If you haven't noticed, I wear their shit in the show all the time. I've literally live streamed from there showing the damage. Like, if you haven't figured out where I live by now, you just don't give a fuck. Anybody with any intent to know where I live already knows. Like, what the fuck? So they're all teaming up, and they're going to take me down. And it's about time somebody put me in my place. By the way, while you're thinking about this, what I want you to do is imagine I get all my medical service taken care of through the VA, and it's a mental health claim. It's other things too, but the big one is a mental health claim. Imagine what someone could possibly call the VA and say to mess up a mental health claim. Like, they know I'm crazy. He's been saying mean stuff about me on the internet. That tracks. He makes videos and makes me say things I'm not really saying. That tracks as well. Like, what? It's not like I'm trying to get a job there as a pastor where you could be like, he curses. He curses. I have a mental health claim at the VA. What the fuck could you possibly say that isn't going to help me? Please, keep calling. Tell them all about me and all the crazy shit I do. Gonna pad that motherfucker up. Here we go. Bert, the Bert Lynch Show. Okay. I heard that Will Bird is somehow he can go through Rumble and figure out where you're located at. He's able to find locations through Rumble. Yeah, I didn't want to play his music. There you go.
Coming back in, I see that. And I see that Robert and Hilda are back. Thank you. Hi, Tawana.
I guess there was a show before this. He said he couldn't figure out a technical problem earlier.
We are. I'm just telling you right now. This was a weird start of the thing, but we've got a lot to do today.
A lot to do. Got to get
There's
it.
Nan. There's 929 Nan. Hello there. I want to make sure that all the pertinent people are getting in the room before I get into this very deeply. I can't get Shadow out from under the bed, and I'm not going to try. I've learned to let him do his own thing.
Oh, Bert is very, very sensitive about this.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
That was a specialty photo shoot about a concert that was happening at a swimming pool.
It's just probably better. Everything's going to be all right, or also known as all right, is in the room. Hello.
I think Bert thinks that Trump's going to swoop down and save him one of these times.
I have a bunch of stuff for you, but we can talk about a few different things.
Okay.
Byron,
I'm ready.
You guys probably recognize him. He's the congressman from Florida. Has announced that he's going to be running for governor. He's very, very popular down there. I haven't lived in Florida for a long time, but I keep track of it, and I'm pretty sure that everybody loves him, and Donald Trump loves him. I think there's a reason why man, all the things that are happening today, I don't know if you saw it, but I'm not going to bring up video of it in office. Now, of course, that's, he said.
I just want to get to the part about me. I'm a narcissist.
Alex Andre, speaking of Alex's, is in the house. Alex, we just got started. I had technical problems, so you're fine. So,
God, he's checked his hair like 4 times so far.
Yeah. Adam Schiff is in big trouble, but the thing from Biden, I think the Supreme Court's going to overturn those.
Uh-oh.
Drinking Diet Coke tonight.
Bert is the cabinet position.
It was a beautiful day today here.
Then fucking leave. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm scrubbing through footage. Bye.
In Las Vegas. Glad you guys are back. Sorry that Shadow's not with me right now, but well, that person hung up. Person was that didn't take the hat. No, but the liberal media wouldn't dare take that hat. He could.
Oh my God, we're on another break.
Open the door and all that. Okay. Okay, let him talk tonight. Well, let him talk a little bit. But we're gonna open the door and all that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, right? Okay, go ahead. Hurry up.
I heard Will Bird.
Okay, let him talk tonight. Well, let him talk a little bit. But we're gonna open the door and all that.
Did you hear that? I heard my name. Will
Okay,
Bird something.
Tonight. Well, let him talk a little bit. But we're gonna open the door and all that. Okay. Oh man, hello. What's going on?
For some reason, Bert thinks I have something to do with hacking his show. I don't know.
What do you call it? A gremlin. There's a gremlin running around.
Uh-oh.
So I got interrupted in the middle of the show to tell me that you're in your show. Your show's on. Yeah, I know it's on. I'm talking to the microphone and I'm talking to the camera right now. Oh my gosh. So what was I getting ready to say? Okay, so we got about 80 people in the room already, and I've just had technical problems like crazy.
At least 80.
Let's start all over with a little bit more Diet Coke.
The portion I heard was pretty good.
That's an older one, but hey, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So I know I missed you guys, the chat in the first go-round when I had to log out and log back in again. There's a whole lot going on. And so tonight, even though I have a lot of things I want to share with you, it's time to clear some things up.
Okay, here we go.
That's what the first part of tonight's show is going to be about.
We're clearing it up.
And
by the way, his viewers dipped when I went live. How many of you are over there watching?
okay, it looks like Ann Gallagher's back in the room. Yes, Ann, I was off the air for a second. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to address some things. We're going to
Okay, let's address them. Let's get to the bottom of it.
break some of the rules that I
You guys tell me when you hear something I haven't already told you 1,000 times. Mostly because I forget and say them over and over again. But you guys raise your hand when you hear something new about me.
set for myself. I'm going to break them tonight. We're going to talk about
God, I love it.
we're going to talk about a guy named Will Bird.
Okay.
He has a little podcast that gets about 400 views a night, 500 views a night. And he broadcasts on several platforms. I think it's 3. Twitch is one. I've never tried to do anything over there. And he's also on.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rumble.
But okay.
Where I go watch him after I get done with my show at night. I go over there sometimes.
Always. Every time he finishes his show, he comes to see what we're doing.
And folks, tonight's going to be a little bit. Those of you that have been following me a long time know that I try to keep my language clean as I can.
Oh no!
Because
you're going to curse?
About a piece of shit. And
I don't have a show. He's making that up.
The truth of the matter is, we're going to talk about how he has no content in his show.
No content, none.
What he does is he goes and watches other people's shows, not just mine. He's done this to Phil Godleski. He's done this to Brad Barton. He's done it to the Patriot Street Fighter. He's done it to the guys over at Frog Network. He's done it to...
Oh, the Frogs? Doug Kuzma in the house. Anybody seen Doug Kuzma? Doug Kuzma, if you're here, you're being paged to the front. Your party's ready to leave planet Earth.
And then all these people, he did it to Mike Penny, who I'm not a fan of anymore.
Mark Penane?
I left that whole QAnon thing 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm seeing people are dropping out of the show right now, so that's fine.
God, I hope Kathy H does contact them.
I don't care. Last night I asked you guys to go into
all those like washed up leather based hags. They look like a fucking burlap sack you would find in an abandoned house basement. They used to store like fucking dirty potatoes. Those type of women, they all sound the same, so it's hard to tell.
Go over to Rumble and do some thumbs.
Rip Dougie.
And because I mentioned Wilbert, a nickname that I've given him to avoid saying his name because I don't want to give him any publicity.
I thought we weren't doing. Oh, there he is. I was Paige. Can I just rest in power? Rest in power, my brother. Solidarity. Thank you, Doug Kuzma from the Frog News Network. Everybody on the mothership. Thank you. So he doesn't want to give me any publicity, so he just hints at me. But now he's got to do a whole show about me? I'm flattered.
Which I am now calling him.
Hey.
Now, I just saw you like the thumbs up my Facebook thing, so I was about to mention.
Oh, my goodness.
Glad you're here, because you need to hear this.
Here we go.
So I've been calling Wilbert the campground con man.
Okay. They used to call me the booty hole bandit.
But the truth of the matter is, I really need to cut the head of the snake off, and he's not the head of the snake.
Oh, shit. How am I not the head of the snake? I'd like to tell you a story about a snake, Bert. One time I was on vacation in Florida, and I don't know if you know much about Florida. I'm sure you got a Florida guy, and you've owned 3 Floridas, and you used to manage 14 Floridas, and you used to know the guy who knew the guy who owned the only Florida that's ever existed. But I was down in Florida one time on vacation, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if I left my window open or what had happened. But there I was laying in the bed, dead asleep, or maybe awake. I can't remember. It's kind of like a dreamlike state. And I don't know if you know this or not, but a lot of people let their pet snakes go, like boa constrictors and shit in Florida. And a reptile will grow as large as its environment allows it, right? The short of genetics and stuff. But over many breedings, they'll grow larger and larger and larger if they got the food and the area to roam. So I'm kind of fuzzy on the details, but I assumed some type of snake had crawled in through the window and got in the bed with me. And man, I probably wrestled that thing for, it seems like forever. There I was wrestling a snake in the bed in Florida. And it probably took like 2 or 3 hours. I mean, I was pretty winded. I was sweating, out of breath, face, vision getting blurry. Didn't know if I was going to make it or not. Wrestled that snake for at least 2 hours. Then I realized I was just masturbating, Bert. It was just a masturbation session. That's all it was. The Manaconda.
I'm going on offense from now on. And what we're going to do is we're going to explain how this guy goes on other people's shows. He gets other people's shows and puts them up.
How? Behind me? That doesn't make sense.
Green screen. And then he sits down in the corner, a little bitty tiny shot of himself down in the corner while he sucks on his vape. And he comes like,
What about you and Alex Jones's show?
Yes, I talk like this right here. And, oh, Bert, he's an idiot. He don't know what he's doing.
That's perfect. That is perfect. I'm going to have to send that to Intel lady.
Corner, little bitty tiny shot of himself down in the corner while he sucks on his vape.
Okay.
Talks like this. Talks like this. And oh, Bert, he's an idiot. He don't know what he's doing. That reminds me of
You guys have heard me do that, right? That's like my go-to. I don't know. Have you guys not heard me do that? I picked it up from the Three Stooges.
I don't know, some character out of a cartoon of some sort.
Oh no, birds!
That reminds me of I don't know, some character out of a cartoon of some sort.
I'm Bo Sweeney and I won the lottery.
He has no business in the podcast business because he doesn't have any skills, no talent,
Okay.
no looks.
Sounds good.
He can read. That's about all.
No looks. He can read. Are you mad because I can read better than you, Bert? Are you mad because I can read better than you?
All he knows how to do, and he only knows how to read stuff from Politico.
He doesn't even sing our national anthem to start his show.
And he's a complete libtard.
Nyah.
But I'm going to give you guys an example of what he did last night.
Okay.
James says Looney Tune. James, I'm so glad you're here. Point now that James Burkhart from SNTV is here tonight. We spoke on the...
Oh, that's the guy that helped you scam a bunch of people, right? He still hasn't launched his network. It's a bunch of religious music playing on loop.
phone today. I actually called him for permission to bring...
He's mad because how many socks I've got. Dude, let me tell you, Bert. Not only do I have a sock drawer overflowing with socks, I have 2 packs that I received Christmas of 2023. I haven't even opened yet. I had to tell him this Christmas, no more socks. I got too many socks. But I wouldn't know how it feels to have 1 sock.
Bring this subject matter up. Because he's a friend of mine, I respect him, and we were going to be in business together. So he knows that this is coming, and I guess he logged on to watch. So thank you for that.
Going to be in business together. He told people that the advertisers were going to be paying between $15,000 to $20,000 per episode on a guy who can't get 20 likes on his show. They're paying over $1,000 per like. What the fuck are they planning on selling? Falcon 9 rockets to everybody who like how would they ever recoup their money?
Brent says, I'm glad you followed the advice and not having the chemo. Buddy, it was your suggestion and the clips that you sent me that made me do that.
Oh.
I honestly think that you saved my life. That's how fond I am of you, my friend.
Saved his life.
Because they had me all worried. And
so we could be here with him tonight. I think that's God. There's a reason for everything. And God knows. Listen here, Bert. If God is your co-pilot, you need to change seats, mister. Because God just brought my 747 right to your podcast, 9/11 style. We're coming in with a little bit of bank. We can see the buildings in the horizon. We're here.
You better get that done right now. We tried to do the math last night. It's been 4 years and I'm still here. And
no, he actually had cancer. Everybody around him said, so the state paid for his medical treatment, but then he claimed he couldn't work afterwards because like throat cancer or some shit. And that's when he went to the GoFundMe and multiple GoFundMes. And Brad Barton won't even talk to him now. Like, this guy screams scammer so much that Brad fucking Barton won't talk to him. He screams scammer so much that he's going to tell a story in a minute that he used to get donations through Zelle because the woman, when she went to her bank, they didn't like it because they're like, are you sure you're sending this to a podcaster to invest in his business and he's going to send you dividends back when he makes it big on a brand new network? He didn't get chemo. I guess he had surgery and had it removed. I don't know how often that is with like throat cancer. I don't know. I don't know enough about it to make an assessment, but he claims he has cancer. I know he had the surgery. I've seen the pictures of him after surgery and shit.
And I guess they say if you're clear from the cancer for 3 years, it's not going to come back. I just say my prayers every night and hope it doesn't.
God
But
says
anyway, this
chemo.
character. We're going to cover him the way he covers me
Okay,
right now.
let's do it.
I'm not going to go in his show because I think it would be nothing but a feedback loop. Because if he doesn't have somebody else's show to talk about,
Sorry, I got to make my sound, guys.
he has nothing to talk about. So let's take a look at this clown boy. We'll start here.
In a feedback loop.
And there he is, right down there, this little beady-eyed son of a bitch right here in the bottom. All right, we're going to go in.
This little beady-eyed son of a bitch. Right down in the bottom. This little beady-eyed son. This is going to be Bertception. I don't know if you know this, Bert, but if we do this like 4 or 5 more times, not even our audiences will know what we're doing. Not even our audiences will know. Let's get it, buddy.
Full screen it. And I'm sure that he's
Bert used to have to give out his phone number to get his donations verified. Boy, was that a mistake. I don't think I've ever contacted his phone number, but some people did.
going to take tonight's show, and he's going to run with tonight's show.
Okay.
So we can do this as often as you want to, Sport.
Let's go. Dude, I'm ready to see just multiples of me in the corner getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. It'll look like a goddamn Wilbur kaleidoscope. I'm excited. Let's go!
You are not going to outlive me in this game. So what he does is he's got a chat room full of people. And you can see up here, let me get the right mouse.
Wait, I thought nobody watched me because I didn't have any talent, and nobody watches and nobody participates. Now I'm confused. I don't know if you know this, Bert. This is the mistake that most people make when I cover them. This is what I wanted all along. I'm not in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Looney Tunes. Yeah, this guy from Looney. This guy from Looney Tunes. There he is. Up in the chat room, there's all the people, and what they're doing is this cat right here, commands these drones, these idiots, these retarded people that have no life, and they.
Oh no!
And he said,
"Oh no!" Did Bert just insult the Meat Hammer militia? Oh, Bert. I don't think you know what you've done. Best of luck to you, but I don't know what to say, dude.
Sends them over to my page. So when I asked you guys last night to give me thumbs up so that I could get a little more attention from Rumble, somebody sent him a message. This is how it works. One of his trolls.
Hi, Bert's chat in the past.
You're going to hear about it. He takes pride in the fact that he has all these trolls. So we're going to watch him.
Trolls.
On what he's saying.
I call them upstanding citizens.
And I'm going to be starting and stopping this. Let me get in the picture.
Welcome to the Funhouse, Bert. It's a Funhouse mirror. God, I'm excited.
Okay, let's see if I can do one of his little shots here. Let me see.
Okay, let's do it. You go in this corner.
I want to be.
Go down here. Yeah.
We're going to be like the troll.
Yeah.
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 We don't want to be there. Oh, come on.
Oh, God.
See, I don't use the.
You can't.
Very often.
Oh,
I just have one.
Oh, no.
That I like to use.
Oh, God. A little bit bigger circle. Oh.
Around it on me like that.
There's Asian Bert.
To do that.
Oh, wait.
This is not stuff I use. Let's get back in here. Let me see if I can.
You really are showing me, Bert. You're showing me. I'm intimidated already.
Get out of that crapola. Oh, come on.
Bert, you stuck your dick in the wrong fucking bee's nest, buddy. And trust me, I'm a bee's nest connoisseur.
It's crazy.
He can't figure it out.
New toys.
New Berts.
New toys. I just don't like that shot. Let's do that one. What's she say?
You got it, but we're rooting for you. We're rooting for you. Oh my God, Bert.
We're going to go with that one.
That's where you started. That's where you started. We're just going to go with this one. Forget it. I'm too big. I'm too little. I don't know what's going on over here. That's where you started, bro.
No, can't go with that. We have to go with this one. All right. So, Lakers.
He's still moving it. I'm moving again.
He gives out the commands, the order to his drones from here, and they go over to my website or over to my show, and they hit the
The power
down,
of Christ
and until-
compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Now, by the way, Bert said that I've edited a picture of him to make it look like he's masturbating. I'll tell you this much.
The power of
That
Christ
is not a
compels you to
penis.
give little
That is
Bert a
another
little kiss.
Bert in your hand. So, I don't know what you're talking about. If you were masturbating, wouldn't you need a penis in your hand? You could do the Donald Trump double jerker, right? Looks like you're beating off imaginary giraffes all the time.
Terminators, which are my moderators,
Oh,
they would come in the
his moderators are the Terminators.
chat room and they would start a bunch of crap. Well,
We didn't even start watching his video until he was almost done. So I didn't send anybody into his chat to do anything. I just thought it was funny that you got ratioed last night when you're like, I just think I can't do this anymore. If I can't get more than 20 likes, I can't do it. And you still didn't get more than 20 likes. No, don't do it anymore. We get it.
I didn't want to deal with them because I have viewers that want to hear the news. They want to hear what I have to say, and they don't want to see me sitting here back and forth arguing with people in the chat.
My moderators are called the Gaping Grandmas. Do with that what you will, Bert.
So I told my moderators that we call them the Terminators. They just kick them out of here and don't let them back in. Because we don't need them. But they
Makes
come
sense.
and they sit and watch. They just can't, unless they make up a new name and come in. But
Yeah, I saw 40 people drop off your fucking show as soon as I went live, bro.
my folks are on it. I've got people that are got a list, and it's just, we got it covered. But this guy has got a Bert fetish. I mean, I think that he's gay, and he wants to screw me. I think he wants to just come in here, rip my britches off right in front of all y'all, and just do what he do. He's that stupid and sad.
Only to assert my dominance. Only to assert my dominance. I will lead this pack, Bert Bert.
And I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his 30s. He claims he's a veteran. Okay, you're a veteran. You're a combat veteran. But he also says and admits on his show that he's batshit crazy.
Put some respect on my name. I am batshit crazy. Have I ever hid from you guys that I'm fucking crazy? Like legit crazy? Like get a check for being crazy? Bro, you were in the choir. You were in the choir.
I'm batshit crazy, and I'm trying to get VA because they didn't give me enough VA because I kind of lied to him. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed to tell him I'm fucking crazy. I'm quoting.
Yeah. Yeah, it took me 10 years to seek out this. Like, I'm being serious. This isn't a punchline. It took me 10 years to seek out mental health. Mental health care. If you need help, get help. That's the best thing I can tell you. I went on 10 years of saying I was fine and fucking it's a wonders I'm not dead. If you need help, get help. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel embarrassed. My thing was like, a lot of the guys I went with are like fucked up, like missing limbs and shit. And in my head, like I knew there was something wrong, but I didn't want to take away from like what they did. I don't know how to say it, right? But like my shit was the least of concerns compared to everybody else's shit. It's like part of survivor's regret or whatever. Anyways, if you need help, survivor's guilt. Thank you. If you need help, get help. It took me 10 years to seek out mental health help, and then when I finally went, they're like, "Oh fuck," they locked me up, right? They locked me. I was having a full-blown mental health episode. They locked me. Not only did they lock me up, but like there's like the mental ward of the hospital. That's like a set of locked doors. I was behind another set of locked doors with like the real crazies, right? Behind 2 sets of locked doors. They locked me up because I was having a full-blown mental health episode. Completely out of it, full hallucinations and shit. And I would have said anything to get the fuck out of that hospital by that point. By the time I got to see somebody with no nicotine, locked up with these crazy motherfuckers like me, I would have said anything to get the fuck out of that hospital. I even told the doctor, I said, I'm going home. If it's AMA, against medical advice, if it's you letting me go home, or if I have to bust out that fucking window with a plastic fork, I'm going home today. And he's like, well, I don't think that's what we need to do.
That's the reason I'm using that language. And that's another thing. There are approximately 50 trolls from there. Of course there are. So let's just...
That's over half your audience.
jump in and watch this jackass and look at his friends, because
okay, let's do it.
The real snake in this is somebody who's in the room who's about to get their ass handed to them.
Oh my goodness. Bert's handing asses.
I'm going to just hit play and let's...
Let's go listen to Bert talking shit, I guess. Let's back up some.
Yeah, let's go listen to Bert.
You guys want to hear Bert talking shit about me? He says he's quitting podcast. We might as well back up to the front of it. Fuck. He's quitting podcasting if he doesn't start getting more likes, because it's not too much to ask for you guys to like his videos. And there's an army of my trolls. Stay on top of it. There's an army of my trolls that come in there and downvote all his videos. Which, if you'd like to go downvote Bert's video, I would appreciate it. If you got a Rumble account, just go downvote that one right there. There's the link. All right, back to it. You caught me red-handed. I can't believe I can't believe I was trying to hide that.
Shows. Oh, that's another thing. He plays everything at double speed or faster. I've never done that to any of the things that I try to share with you. I think
that's why it takes fucking so long for you to go over something from Alex Jones.
Another annoying thing. But anyway, there's nothing about this guy that is annoying. I'm sure that his ugly, nasty wife has to make sure the lights are off and that she's real good.
Oh, my goodness.
And drunk before she lets him into bed, because I heard she's even worse than him.
Mariah's a fucking queen, bro. He said, single, celibate, alone, in his apartment with his flag and his cat.
He is. But this guy...
estranged from his son he's never spoken to. Yeah, you're winning, bro. You got the life.
We'll sit there, and first of all, you're not hearing it correctly, so my inflection is not there, and he just makes fun of everything. So this guy's got penis envy to the 10th degree.
Yes.
Thank you all for being here. I see that we've already got some... See that? That's back. Gallagher was the first one in the room. She's back from being ill. Not the first one.
Kind of slow back down.
First one there. And hello, little buddy. Well, I looked for him at showtime when the time started. He was nowhere to be found, hiding from me, and now he's crawling around at my feet. Let's see if I can get him.
I love my FPV drones. Batteries are expensive, and what you got to do is, like, when you're not using them, like I don't fly in the winter mostly. Like I'm out once or twice, but not like regularly. You have to store the batteries at exactly.
That's another thing he does. He's got multiple chat rooms going because he's in multiple.
I respond to the chat. Yeah. Maybe you should do that.
Platforms, as far as I can tell. And he'll just start having a conversation with someone who said something somewhere, and he'll just leave my image up there for 10 minutes and talk about other stuff. I mean, he can't even spend $20 on something as a backdrop. It's pathetic. So let's just go ahead.
You guys need a backdrop when I address chat? Is that the issue here?
I'm going to get to experience this from
let's do it.
One-on-one perspective.
50% charge. I'm locked in. If you store them fully charged, they'll be dead by the time you got to use them. If you store them at like a low charge, they'll be dead. And if you run them too low, they're just smoke. Even if they don't burst into flames, you just can't recharge them. The cells will short out and shit. It's wild. Even Shadow won't come to him.
He says he couldn't find me, could you? And now here I am. Everything's going to be all right in the room, and Gallagher's in the room. She's back, feeling much better. We're glad you're better.
Thank God and Gallagher.
Well, I got about 38 people. Folks, do me a favor. If you haven't already done it, okay? This has got to improve. So I'm going to mention this several times tonight. And I'm going to ask...
Several times I'm going to mention this. You've got to like the show. You got to like it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to ask, even if I ask you this 10 times tonight, don't get angry with me. I need everybody to go hit the thumbs up. You have to, now, clearly, folks, one thing I want to point out, I'm live while he's doing that. And he's live. So he doesn't know.
Are you live, though? Because I'm like 2 hours behind your show in that, in case you're wondering. But okay.
But he does, because somebody's feeding him information in one of his chat rooms. Here's what he said about you. He said this, he said that. I'm sure he was talking about you. He's got some of these trolls trained very well.
And Kenneth Woody, your informant.
And the head troll mistress of them all is
The head troll mistress. Is he going to show my whole show to his audience? Thanks for the views.
Karen Kelly Roark. And that's why
You got more dislikes than likes, Bert. Damn it. Bert. I thought we were friendly like that. You want me to send some people to like your show, Bert? Get it back under control, Bert. I'm here for you. What can I do for you, Bert? I'm like Santa. Send me your wish list. Let me know.
Mr. James Burkhart is in the room tonight.
Oh, my God. Everybody. It's the fourth time you've said that.
You will probably have to log out of the chat, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't already followed, please follow. Tonight we have to do this. I gotta be honest with you. If we don't make this happen tonight, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to just fast forward into some more stuff here.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you guys go for it.
It's ridiculous when I've got 400 views after 24 hours and 12 likes.
If you guys don't do it, he's quitting, okay?
Salute. And
He's going to... What did you just say? He's about to show him how anti-Trump I am.
salute. And I'm
skipping past some
I'm
of
kind of looking around.
He just stops. He goes to something else and he comes back to me again. I'm his backdrop. So this
Like, everyone see
You're my drop back.
with this. This was some sick shit. Banning
Didn't know who Stephen King was, yes.
I think Trump's going to run it.
I don't know. That's pretty wild. Let's go back to the Bert Bert show.
second in command of the FBI. Dan Bongino has one of the most successful podcasts on Rumble, and he's a part owner on Rumble. And I hear him constantly asking people to give him a thumbs up. Folks, it's the only way to get this show out to more people. If you don't know this, the thumbs up gets the attention of the organization Rumble. I know most of you watched this show last night.
Bongino owns part of Rumble.
Well, see, there you learned something from me, didn't you there, Will? You didn't know that, did you?
Second largest shareholder. Oh, he only owns 5%. Okay.
And nobody else owns more than 1%. Then they go, we need to push this show out to other people. So they put it on YouTube. They put it on other platforms.
He can't run in 28. Yeah, he shouldn't be able to, but he's talking about it. Republican congressmen are talking about it. People are submitting fucking legislature that would allow him to run in 28.
Yeah, it's called an amendment to the Constitution, you jackass. And it's totally legal. There was an amendment to the Constitution that actually made it where you could only run for 2 terms.
We know, Bert. We know, you fucking retard. We know. We know.
Because Eisenhower was in there for 4 terms, and they didn't want that anymore. So yes, if they amend the Constitution, Trump could run again. But and I know that scares you because last thing you want is somebody with common sense in the White House.
Ain't so.
They put it on their X channel. I signed up for that. I had to actually agree to allow them to do that. All right.
It was Roosevelt. You fucking retard. Eisenhower. It just set in. Eisenhower. It was Roosevelt, you fucking retard.
Melissa, if you don't want to...
Yes, it's an amendment. We put the amendment in there because Eisenhower.
If you don't want to be here and you want to go listen to more important stuff, you go ahead and do that, hon. This is important stuff, but I've wondered if maybe...
This is important stuff. Stay with me, please. We got to watch Will talk about me. Even his audience is like, what are we doing at this point, bro? Is this us? Is this what we're doing?
Maybe you might be one of the trolls, and who knows? Maybe maybe we're going to be finding out some more stuff. This is important stuff tonight. But if I'm only getting 5 or 6,
we might be finding out important stuff here.
7 thumbs
what
up,
did you just say?
They put it on there, then they go, we need attention. I need to get this show out to more people. If you don't know this, or friends on Facebook, because they're not seeing it.
Oh my goodness. Facebook is shadow banning you. Mark Zuckerberg went on with Joe Rogan and said that he was going to help you out, Bert. I remember that in the interview.
My post, which I post every night when I'm coming on. So again, Roosevelt. Thank you, James. I said Eisenhower, didn't I? Yeah, I was thinking Roosevelt.
Yeah, because you're fucking retarded.
So.
Yeah, it's called an amendment, you fucking dumbass. Eisenhower.
I'm playing this.
You don't want to come out that, Bert. Here's another little piece of advice. You don't want to come out that strong when you don't know exactly what you're talking about. Like, pull it back some. Just be like, oh, yeah, it was because of this. Not, you fucking dumbasses. This is what it's called because of this. Well, you're wrong.
For you guys so that you can see how this guy runs his show. And if Melissa 48 or 58 needs to leave, I'm sorry.
Now he's calling him out by name. If M-List 48 needs to leave, we're talking about Will Bird tonight.
So
I cannot wait. You see how my head is beside my head? I've strategically planned this. Wait until you see head. It'll just be going off the fucking page. 30 of me. Look at my own little army.
All right, I will get to that. Okay, I'm going to get to that. But we need to set the stage so I can explain to everybody what's going on.
Got to set the
And I'm sorry if
stage.
some of you don't want this content tonight, but this is what tonight's show is going to be. For the first part of it.
Start that. Set it. Set the stage.
I need the help of folks like you guys.
Impossible.
Why would a person want to spend...
And you can't.
Go
In
ahead.
his mind, he's the best. He's the brightest. He'll even say,
Did he just tell me to go ahead? I started talking and he started talking and he's like, go ahead. What?
like, what do you mean? Alex Jones has 5,000 people watching him live. We should have 5,000 people. Well, Alex Jones has built a brand and a reputation and been doing it for years and years and years. He's invested, right? He's got guests. He's had people help him along the way. But this patriotic song he wrote like 20 years ago, he was literally telling people to like tweet it, post it, message it, mail it, whatever you got to do to get in front of Trump. Because if Trump hears it one time, that'll be his brand new campaign song. And that's it. We're in the big time. Bingo.
My dad gave that song to Mr. Jimmy Carter. What? No one cares, bro.
You're so envious of me, Pencil Dick, that
It's
you
old.
think that there's something wrong with me trying to promote a song that I wrote. That got
It's
national airplay
old.
in 2011, that we used to raise.
It sucks. It's bad. There was a place and time for that, and you probably even wrote it at the place and time for that. It's past that era. It's not going to become popular today. There's no fucking way. You and Aaron Tippin could have done it or something.
Raise money for charity, that I have gone to countless amounts of events and been
Oh my goodness.
just to sing that song,
Countless.
and that just eats at you. You can't stand it. And I know you're a rap guy because you love rap music. That's fine, but
I wouldn't even consider me a rap guy. I have been invited to the barbecue before, though. So
you're no critic of music, and you called me an amateur, and I was the lead vocalist for the United States Air Force Band.
chat, quick. Name me the last 3 lead vocalists for the United States Air Force Band. I'll wait. Nobody fucking knows. Nobody fucking knows. Hell, they probably all got cut by Doge.
You don't get that job by being an amateur. Okay, that's elite right there. Now,
Elites. He was the tip of the spear for United States Air Force.
I'm going to
The bleeding edge.
stop right here with showing his show for a minute, and I'm
Oh, come on, Bert. We're just warming up.
going to point out Karen Kelly Roark, and
Okay.
she is the mastermind of this crap.
Karen Kelly Roark.
Okay, Karen Kelly Roark was my business partner.
Okay.
I was in business with Mr. James Burkhart, who owned SNT Radio and was going to be starting SNTV, which was a streaming service.
Okay.
He recruited me to be the first podcaster on that service. But he
Got
had
it.
a very strict setup that he wanted followed, and I understood that. He wanted a professional show, not something like
He wanted you to invest $500,000 in a studio for a no guaranteed income because he's still not making money on it.
what Will Bird has here. He said,
2 years later.
furthest thing from what I want.
Bert, you're in a fucking a fucking efficiency apartment. I'm in an office with all the equipment. I know you think you're like the guy with the microphone and the equipment and I can do this and look, I can make a circle around my head. Yeah, you've got equipment that was popular fucking 30 years ago. We got it.
I want something that looks like Fox News or News.
Looks just like Fox
Max.
News.
Can you build a studio and have
It looks like it. I can tell.
a look and a professionalism of that level? I said, I can, but it's not going to be cheap. And I said, but I have received some money from the folks that helped me out whenever I had cancer, and I was going to spend that, what was left of it.
Oh, I thought they were paying because you couldn't get a job and you were so far behind on bills. But now it goes to building a studio.
Oh, and by the way, last night Will was making fun of me all night long.
Okay.
I got to the part where I started explaining my situation from diagnosis until today. He didn't play that part last night.
Didn't we just get sidetracked by another video? Does anybody remember him being like, I'm going to tell you how I got cancer? And I was like, nope, I'm out.
And it would have explained to all of his jerks that are on there with him. But if you look up in the chat room right
Explain it. Give it
now,
to
you see that
us.
there are people who are mentioning me you know,
Cat piss. Highlight it. Highlight it. Tell them who cat piss is. Tell them. I see your mouse on it. Who's cat piss?
There's some people out there that, let's see, where did I see it? Anyway,
It's the one that says Bert right here.
People are coming out of it. There's one here.
Bert.
Bug Dude 53. We just like to get your blood pressure up, Bert. Well, my blood pressure.
Bug Dude 53. That's your shout out. Who would have guessed that the first person he named from chat would be Bug Dude? I'm proud of you. It's just like a few days ago, and you were just Bug Baby. Now you're a full-grown Bug Dude.
Pressure is up a little bit tonight, but only because I'm going to expose all this and move on from there.
His blood pressure is up. We have succeeded.
So Karen Roark was part of my show. She was an investor in my show. She approached me, and literally I have the text messages, begged me to let her be a part of my show. I told her, I had only met her at a Brad Barton event, and she lived in Kentucky, and I just assumed she didn't have funding. I said, hon, you can't afford it. It's too expensive. What I've got to do is going to cost thousands. She goes, and I said, you can't afford that. I said, but that's very nice of you. We were texting. It's very nice of you, but she goes, yes, I can. You don't understand. I'm independently wealthy. I went, you are? No, I don't think. She goes, try me. I've got the text. Try me. And she said, how much do you need right now, immediately? I said, this very minute, 15 grand. It'll be in your account tomorrow. What? Yeah, it'll be in your account tomorrow. I'm telling you, I've got money. I can afford to do this. I want to be a part of this. Here's what she said to me. She said, I've seen you perform at multiple events. I know what kind of talent you have, and I think you could be one of the best podcasters in the country. And with
she lied to you. She lied to you.
My help, talking about herself, and all the people that I know in the podcast world, I can help make you famous. And if you think we can make money with the podcast, then I want to be a part of it.
By the way, thank you to Cosmic NPC, Turning Worlds, Weird as One TV Party, Gabrielle, Livin Judson, Kyle, the new followers. Thank you. Bunch of new followers.
I'll fund it. I'll fund it all. And I don't care what it costs as long as you get it right. And I said, there's going to be a learning curve. I don't know how to operate all this equipment.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll bring it here. I don't know how to operate all this equipment. I don't know.
We're back to Big Bert.
Video podcasting world, but I can learn. And so she says to me, you go learn what you got to learn and tell me what you need, and I'll keep funding it however you need it.
Godspeed, so, Bug Dude.
Started with the 15, and I spent it right away on stuff for the studio. Everything from camera.
So, listen. Most people, including Joe Rogan. Okay, Joe Rogan. Let's look at Joe Rogan, arguably the most successful podcaster there's ever been. He basically invented podcasts in the format they are in today. Just set up a camera, which back then there was a big like learning curve, like a technical hump, because not a lot of people knew how to do it and record it and get it set up, or especially even live. Live was a big deal. Even when Destiny started streaming, not a lot of people had access to the equipment to do it. Now everybody does, basically. You don't start out with the best of everything because you have no idea who's going to like it, who's going to follow it, who's going to subscribe to it, are you going to have enough people for ads? Is anybody going to bail you out financially, support you financially? Or are you going to turn into this shoe-polished, hair dye law cow that is the lounge lizard, Bert Lynch? He's basically saying like, I thought I'd start a podcast, and I figured I'd need $100,000 to start. Bro, start with your fucking cell phone. Like, just see if people want to even hear what the fuck you have to say.
Cameras to lighting. We went through a bunch of different trial and error things because some things just didn't work. Then I got contacted by a young lady who sadly has passed away, but she doesn't get a pass.
And she hated you, and her husband hated you. Her entire family hated you.
Because she passed away.
Yes. No matter what, if you build a studio in your home, you've got to do everything to keep that home. Bert claims that he built this studio, everything was going fine, and then his investor just quit sending him money. But you couldn't do nothing for 4 goddamn months to pay your fucking rent? Nothing. I just lost the home and the studio just because the investor backed out. It's not an investment when there's no return, bro. It could be like a money grinder, right? It could be a garbage disposal, not an investment.
She contacted me and she said, what you need is an IT person. Because
oh my goodness,
about it in a chat room or something, and that, I'm trying to learn how to do all this stuff and try to figure it out. And I think I was doing some lives, but
you were in Brad Barton shit, trying to fucking steal some of his audience, and that worked for a little bit till he saw through who you were. You ever wonder why he doesn't take your calls? He doesn't mention you. He responds to people without saying your name, but basically saying, "Yeah, I'm talking about Bert." Calling you a grifter, a con man, a charlatan.
Just a USB camera and a USB mic. And she says, my husband and I have an IT company.
I started with basically nothing. I did have like a gaming computer, like a decent computer. And I had an old GoPro that I had used when I actually did stuff outdoors and figured out how to make those two together. And I haven't bought a single thing for this whole that didn't come from the show, like donations, and Patreon's a big one, right? We have a pretty big following over at Patreon. It helps pay the rent for I'm in an office because the camper's too small to set up. I'm not going to keep the kids up all night yelling and screaming at Bert, but like I pay the rent at the office, pay the power at the office. But I mean, it's a $400 microphone. It's the same as Bert's. This was actually sent to me, but I've got $1,000 in fucking mixing boards and crazy shit. But the show has provided that. I didn't start there.
Company. And I want to be your IT girl.
I've lost a bigger audience 10 times over because I don't support Trump anymore than Bert will ever have. And he's like, gotta have Fox News studio.
And if you will let me, I will volunteer to be your IT person. I won't charge you. I'll even help you with equipment and funding as long as you can get me in with SNTV, because my husband and I want to be his IT. And I said, I'll make the appropriate phone calls. I called back. I told my friend, James, and he said, have her contact me. She reached out to him one time. They spoke. He asked her for some information, and I don't know, for whatever reason, she didn't get back to him. It's probably because we had our falling out. I don't know. So I don't normally have Facebook open, but tonight I have it open for.
Oh, my goodness. I would.
So Kelly Pervin, who passed away last year, came in as my IT person. We would talk for.
How many podcasts you know that have less than like 1,000 live viewers that have an IT person? I get it. Joe Rogan has Jamie. What does Bert and 15 commenters need an IT person for?
For hours. And what you folks don't know, you ones that are screwing with me, don't know that I have hours of recorded conversations.
Hours of recorded conversations.
Because I recorded the conversations because she was teaching me how to use. She knew she was being recorded. She was teaching me how to.
He has to say that. He has to say that because Nevada is a two-party consent state.
Use the equipment, and this way I could go back and re-listen to the recordings, to the video recordings of the tutorials that she was giving me. So I still have them. So I can back up everything I'm saying. And that's why I've said to Karen Roark, take me to court.
Could you imagine teaching somebody this fucking dumb how to work a computer? That's my own personal hell. If Trump ever puts me on his Kash Patel enemies list, that's going to be my hard labor at Gitmo. It's going to be me and Bert in a cell, and I'm trying to teach him how to install Windows 11 on a PC for eternity.
Court, you bitch. Take me to court. I dare you.
Wow, is that how we talk to women? Wow. Wow. You bitch.
She won't. So.
That's the bitch that paid for everything for months and 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 months. Not only did these two Kellys, so what happened was they kind of independently had their own falling out with Bert, and then these two Kellys spoke to each other. And they found out that, like, this Kelly says, oh, I bought him this piece of equipment. And the other Kelly says, no. He told me I had to pay for that piece of equipment. They were both buying the same things, right? Both buying the exact same things. And they both had receipts where they had sent him money, or he had asked specifically for this one, or they had it shipped from Amazon to his house. Like his ATM Mini, that was from Kelly Pervin. She had the receipt where she had it shipped to his house from Amazon. Send it to me.
Here's what happened. We began building out the studio. The entire room had to be soundproof. The entire room had to be lit properly. There was a lot of work doing this. This took 8 months or longer.
8 months of building a studio. Joe Rogan built his new studio in 6. And it's a legit, like, studio, like, soundstage quality studio.
In the chat room last night, Karen Roark said, he milked me out of $1,000 to build in that desk. I didn't milk you out of nothing. You zelled me money.
She said, I paid $1,000 in materials for that desk. And you said, I built it with my own 2 hands.
On a regular basis, twice a week. $1,500 at a time. Oh, the most I can send is $1,500. When we needed $4,000 for something, I can only send $1,500. So I'll send $15 today. 24 hours later, I'll send
Damn, Kelly. Where's them deep pockets at? You not got my account information or something? I'm over here eating ramen noodles, and I just have to drink the broth and give the noodles to the kids. You over here sending Bert $1,500 a pop? Come on. My people reach out to your people or something.
15 more, and that's how we did it. Well, you know what happens when you underfund.
We've been eating fucking bread for breakfast and then drinking water for lunch, so we just swell up for dinner and we're not hungry.
Project, and you have to piecemeal it together.
Yeah, he's mad that she sent him money. You did it all the time, you bitch.
You spend more, you make mistakes, you can't keep any momentum going. So you work for a few days and then you sit and wait for funding. Then you work for a few days and you sit and wait for funding. Okay. I did the best I could under the circumstances. I had this medical injury. My left breasticle.
Arm
was not very good at the time.
His left breasticle. He can't lift it above his head. He said that when he was challenging me to a cage match, UFC style, with special referee Dana White.
Years ago. And I did the best I could. She said, don't worry about it. Take your time. I got plenty of money.
Dude, one of those mods need to be fucking whining and dining fucking Kelly, dude. She shows up, give her the red carpet treatment. One of you guys. Somebody's got to get on that. Oh, man. You know what? The chat on Facebook isn't currently linked in to everybody else. That's why y'all aren't seeing most of the chat. I just now saw it. It just says a mysterious internal error. But there are people chatting on Facebook. We just can't see it currently. Let me see over here. Is it working here? Nope, not working there. Oh, well. I can see it. You guys trust me, right? Any number you can see, you can add a couple zeros to it because Facebook's shadow banning us like Bert. We're all shadow banned. Forever in the shadows. That's what happens when you're fucking with a PIMP. I just noticed because it says I am Bert Cat Piss. That was the first time I saw you, buddy. Sorry. Anyways, when Kelly shows up, somebody jump all over that. We're gonna need that moolah.
Don't worry about it. She kept saying that. Karen Roark was doing the same thing. And she sent me some gear. She went online and ordered some stuff. And she sent me a text message. Just so you know, all this stuff I'm sending you is a donation. I'm not your business partner. I'm not invested in your show. I'm just donating this stuff because we think something down the line is going to be much bigger. And that's what we want to be involved in.
Okay.
Totally get it. I have that text message.
Better stay out of shadow. Yeah, that's true.
That's what we want to be involved in. Put me on, got me invited onto a show with Mike Penny.
Oh, God.
Let me see what
Mark Penny. Mike Penny's a lunatic. Mike Penny is now saying that basically Trump's the bad guy, right? I need to cover it. Thomas Mullins always wants me to cover it, but man, Mike Penny is like so monotone, and he keeps going yeah, 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 like I do, and he just takes forever to get around to the point, dude. It's so hard to listen to. When Doug was on there, at least there was a fucking break for Doug to say something stupid. You know what I mean? But Mike Penny's hard to listen to.
Okay, so I don't know how to pronounce this. Joe Washer or something. I saw a show. He busted the cons that Phil tells to his supporters and has made millions. I consider that a good thing. Haven't watched him enough to see that stuff. Okay, listen. I was watching the show when he had Phil Godleski on the show.
Busted Phil.
First time I ever heard of this character. He pretended like he was giving Phil a fair shake, and then as soon as Phil was off the air, which was about a 2-hour show, maybe more, he started bashing. Phil.
It was over 5 hours, and we had over 9,000 people just on Twitch. It was an insane fucking show. Probably one of the last interviews that Phil has done, right? Phil doesn't really do interviews. I'm sorry I can't see your chat as much over on Facebook. If you guys want to come to Twitch or YouTube, you're more than welcome. I'm trying to get it to work. I'm just refreshing it, but I don't know if it's going to work tonight or not. But thank you guys for the support either way. But it was a crazy fucking show. We had 5 moderators and 9,000 people just on Twitch.
Phil is a QAnon.
That's right, Bug Dude.
I was on the fence about QAnon, and the more I listened to Phil and the more I listened to his bullcrap, the further and further away I got from the QAnon movement. Okay, so I understand what you're saying. I used to defend Phil when people were calling him a pedophile because he read his court case on the air, and that is not what he was charged with. Okay, so you can't say somebody's convicted.
Well, now the courts went back and said he cannot, literally, legally, he cannot sue somebody for calling him a pedophile. He's legally stopped from challenging those allegations. So I don't know if that's the hill you want to die on, Bert Bert.
To the pedophilia if they weren't charged with it. Okay, they pled it down to a misdemeanor. Now.
Oh, he must have ended. Oh, Bert. Everybody be expecting Bert to hop into Rumble any moment now. He'll be right over. You don't want to miss him.
I mean, I don't think he did something wrong. I think he did. But he did his time, and he created his podcast.
What did the judge say, chat? Collateral estoppel, right? He's collaterally estopped from claiming he didn't have sex with her. He can't because he admitted to it in his guilty plea. You just don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And I happen to be on the fence with the whole flat earth heliocentric model. And I find it a fascinating subject. And so I listened to him mostly to see how much he really knew about the flat earth model, which is not much. He thinks
I'm dealing with a real fucking genuine professor here, Your Majesty. I don't know what to call you. I didn't know you were a flat earther.
Really. So I tried to stay, even though I didn't agree with Phil Godleski, I stayed neutral as far as a viewer. I did.
Is somebody's name over there Jay Washer Once? Jay Washer Once.
That with all the podcasters, because I was getting into the podcast business myself, and I wanted to see everybody and see what everybody was doing and how it was going, and where was I going to fit in. Okay, and
it's J, the letter J, then the word washer. J, it's all one word. J Washer, EONCE. Jay Washer Once.
Plan, which I cannot do right now, was to have infotainment, which meant I would talk about
infotainments.
And that's why the studio at my former
is that what it's called?
Full on soundstage with instruments mic'd up and ready to go. Unfortunately, I can't do that in this little apartment. So right now I'm not.
He was going to record some hits right there in Las Vegas, live from Las Vegas.
Really doing the show that I'm meant to do, that I want to do. But I invested 2 years of my life in this, and my money and my partner's money. And even though Karen Kelly Roark is a dumbass, and I'm pretty sure, and many other people are as well, that I have a lawsuit against her if I want it. But
Jay was here once. Okay, that makes more sense.
I just don't want
to
pursue it right now. I don't have time. I'm trying to do other things.
Wait, they were in my chat the other day, weren't they? Or something like that?
But even that dumbass is going to get reimbursed at some point on some of the money she invested. But let me tell you.
Okay.
She set out to undermine me when I rejected her advice.
Doesn't matter. There's no clause. I've seen the contract. There is no clause that says, have you set out to undermine me lately? Right? You guys want to see the fucking contract he made people sign? Oh, it is bad. It's bad.
Advances. And so you can sit and laugh all you want to, but I've got text messages.
Okay.
So Karen
As long as you got those.
would sit with me on the phone for hours. And she was my investor. I'm a single man, but I'm not dating. And she knew that. But she was constantly, you know, you and I would make a great power couple. All these people love me. I'm a podcaster's dream come true because all the podcasters love me. And she said this to me multiple times, and even I've got her texting it to me as well. My daughter's in a wheelchair. And so when we go to these events, they let us go sit right down front. So everybody knows who I am because I'm always right down front. And
Oh, yeah. She said she was pimping out her disabled kid or something.
all the podcasters come over to greet and meet my daughter. Her daughter is a precious little thing, too. She's a grown woman. She's in her 20s. She's precious. She is.
Phil's still doing his thing. He's always too busy because he's a secret agent.
That doesn't stop Karen Kelly Roark from taking advantage of it because Karen Kelly Roark is an attention whore. Okay? She lives in Will Bird's chat room.
Oh, no.
A couple of other attention whores.
She better start paying that $1,500 a week rent. She ain't going to be staying here neither. I don't do freeloaders, okay? I'm on that Doge power move, bro. I got a chainsaw. I had to buy it. Had to buy a new one during the hurricane because my other one floated away.
I apologize that I really can't read the chat right now because I've got to concentrate on all of this. I appreciate you guys making the comments. I will, and I hate the fact that Rumble doesn't leave the chat up so I can look at it later and respond to you. So Karen Roark is an attention whore. She goes to these to these events.
Makes sense.
Makes sure she gets noticed.
Okay.
When she gets in a chat room, she makes sure she's in the conversation. I saw her in Brad Barton's chat room one time just after I stopped doing business with her, where she didn't know what he was talking about. And it was a thing called Q streaming that he was pitching to his audience. And Karen wrote in the chat room, I don't understand what this Q streaming is. What is it exactly? And so somebody typed in.
That's a valid question. No one knew what it was. Phil still has to explain it every time he goes live.
There and said, it's just online streaming with a thumb drive that you stick in your TV and it will let.
She's usually only here when it's like a Bert night. I would say that she basically disagrees with everything else I say, which is fine.
You log in and then you can watch TV for only $60 a month. Oh, so a few minutes later, not even 30 minutes later, somebody else asked the same question. Here comes Karen Kelly Roark with all the freaking answers. Well, here's what you do. You put it on your TV and you got to go ahead and then you can, she does voice to text. And so she put it right in there. It was like, boom. And I'm going, she has got to be in every conversation and she's got to act like she knows the answers to everything. So when we were in business together, I would have to sit for hours at night and listen to her talk.
Oh my goodness.
After I was done
Surely
with
not.
stuff, I'd sit in front of the TV with the sound off, drinking a beer, listening to her talk. And going on and on and on about how great it's going to be. And I'm going to make you famous. You're going to be the most famous podcaster in the world. I've got all the money it takes to do it. All of this stuff. I was leasing the house I was in, but with the money we thought we were going to make and still could make with SNTV at some point someday, I had hoped to buy that house. So she says, well, maybe I'll just buy your house for you. And while I'm at it, I'll buy the house next door because I already checked and it's for sale. I said, how'd you know? She goes, I looked it up on Zillow. I think that's what it was. And it's for sale. And I might just, because it's a one-story house, I'll buy it and I'll put my daughter in there.
You can prove this.
And because she's in a wheelchair and she can't go up and down steps. And then you and I can.
You know what?
House. I said, Karen, I told you I'm not interested in having a girlfriend. She goes, I know that's what you say now, but I'm going to win you over. I promise you.
Oh my goodness.
I want to be. And I'm rolling.
Surely not.
Okay, this is my investor. I got to be nice to her, but damn, I did not lead her on. I did not act like I wanted to be her boyfriend. I'm going to buy the house next door to you.
By the way, just to set the record straight on Kelly Pervin, she was actually talking to me, spoke to her husband. She had been done with Bert for a while. It's not that she just died and left Bert hanging. Like, she had left Bert long before that. She died suddenly. It was horrible. I couldn't even believe it. Like, I had just been talking to her that Friday before. She died suddenly, unexpectedly, very sad. But her mission at the time of death and for weeks before that was to bring accountability to Bert.
And then she says, I'm a married woman, but my husband and I live in a 6,000 square foot house on opposite ends of the house, and we only see each other. I wonder if he knows about these conversations. He's going to find out. And we only see each other in the kitchen at meal times, and we don't even sleep in the same bed. She goes, I stay in my bed with my kittens and my cats, and he's got his own bed on the other side of the house, and we're only really together for the kids. Okay? She's got a daughter that's in a wheelchair. She's got a son that's mentally unstable, who thinks he's a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's 19 or 20 years old by now. He thinks he's a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he works out all day long. Mom, the coach said I got to lift 100 times this one, and then I got to go do 75 push-ups. Okay, honey, go do what the coach says. And I'm going, why do you let him do that? It makes him happy. Makes him happy. Just let him do it. She's also got a lesbian daughter.
Go ahead and put an E in the chat to doubts, okay?
She goes, I'm so grateful for my lesbian daughter's new girlfriend because at least she's got her off the drugs. This woman is a basket case. She's a basket case, and she lives online. She's in every chat room that you go look, all the podcasts, you go, oh, there's Karen Kelly Roark.
This is the other Kelly, not the one that passed away.
And when we finally got my show up and running on Facebook, where I had my A10 Mini Pro Extreme ISO Wheelbird, not the 4-channel, the 8-channel, you jackass. He thinks he knows everything. He looks something up while he's looking. I'm going over here and look. Oh, yeah.
I'm not looking it up. I've got the receipts from it. Hold on. Nyah. Give me just a second. Nyah. I just gotta keep doing it. Love it. Love it. Let this play and I'll find it.
He don't even know how to operate 4 channels. Well, you stupid son of a bitch. You don't know what I got.
I don't think I've ever said you don't know how to operate 4 channels. I would be pleasantly surprised if you know how to operate 1 channel.
Wish you knew what I got. You would love to see what I got. And I do mean sexually, you little fag. Now.
It's went so far at this point, Bert. It's like you're negging me because you're interested in me. It's a little bit,
Here's the deal. When we started with the chat room, I had Kelly Pervin, who I referred to online as Chicago. Chicago would run, she had an A10 Mini Pro at her house, and I had one at my house. And it was originally supposed to be, she was going to run the cameras and play the clips and do all that, and I was just going to look at the camera and talk. We couldn't do it. There was too much delay. Didn't work. We didn't know that wasn't going to work. So that's how we first set it up. Then we went, oh, crap, we're not going to be able to do that. Send everything to my house. I'll have to set it all up and learn how to run it myself, and that's what we did. When we finally got in where there's a chat room, Roark, Karen Kelly Roark, was eating up the chat. If somebody asked me a question, she'd answer. Oh, yeah, Bert really likes
Oh, man.
But here's what he does. Here's what and she did it every night, incessantly. Just like she did over in Brad.
So she talked too much in his chat, so she flipped the fuck out. He flipped the fuck out on her.
When people would ask, hey, how's that work? Here, I'll tell you how it works. Here's what it does. And let me, I digress, but listen to this.
Which, to be fair, you know me, guys. I never, ever, I'm cool as a cucumber over here, okay? I don't flip out on chat.
How is it that Brad Barton, who doesn't talk to me anymore because of Roark, allows her to be involved in his events, collecting the tickets, taking the money?
Not only do I know what you have, Bert, here's the motherfucking receipt for it. Blackmagic A10 Mini Extreme HDMI ISO live stream switcher bundle with 6-foot HDMI cable, 7-foot Cat 5e cable, and 5-pack of solid signal cable ties. I have the receipt for it. He doesn't know what I got. Okay. Sounds good.
Money, the orders for the tickets for one of the events he did. While she goes in, a QAnon hater, which, you know what, Will? I'm on the same page with you with that.
I'm on the same page with you, that I hate QAnon too. Me and you hate QAnon. This was your old address, right? Bert Lynch, 222 Comanche Place, Henderson, Nevada, 890744104, United States. That's you, right? Bert Lynch, on February 6th of 2022. It's kind of wild, ain't it? He doesn't know what I've got. He can't even work 4 channels. Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh. Well, there you go. Kick down that fucking 1-bedroom apartment door and snatch that motherfucker back up. I got the receipt.
That QAnon's bullshit. But he also hates Trump. He hates me. He hates Brad Barton. He hates the Street Fighter. He hates every single conservative in the world. He's a libtard to the nth degree.
Yeah.
And Karen Roark is in there just sucking on that public tit of a chat room because it's somewhere where she can get some attention. Oh my God. Hey, Bert. Now she calls me Bert Bert. See, because everybody like, hey, Karen, we just love you.
I told you it bothered him. I told you it bothered. Now she calls me Bert Bert because everybody knows Bert Bert. Oh, I'm sorry. Kelly Roark. I've always said Roark. Is it Roark? I know that's how he says it. Says, I've been married to the same man for 35 years, 5 kids and 5 grandchildren. The chat's not working right tonight, but I can see it, but the rest of the people don't. She says, I don't follow anything about Q. I don't follow Q. Kelly Pervin was my best friend. My son is amazing. He's special needs. I've been married to the same man for 35 years, 5 kids and 5 grandchildren. That's not what Bert's saying. By the way, rent to be in my chat is $1,500 a week, same as Bert.
Because you're messing with Bert. People wouldn't be screwing.
It bothers him to call him Bert Bert. Listen to this. Tell me this isn't vitriol.
Hard to the nth degree. And Karen Roark is in there just sucking on that public tit of a chat room because it's somewhere where she can get some attention. Oh my God. Hey, Bert. Now she calls me Bert Bert. See, because everybody like, hey, Karen, we just love you because you're messing with Bert. People wouldn't be screwing with me if it hadn't been for her and Kelly starting that crap.
Oh.
Why did they do it?
Oh.
After we get into the chat room problem, I say to her,
what is this?
Emailing you about me because the women that are pissed at me are pissed because I didn't want anything to do with them personally, not business-wise, personally, and I've got the proof for all of it. I welcome the day it goes to court because there's going to be a lot of humiliated people.
Ooh.
I've been celibate 5 years. When a woman comes on to me, I say I can't do it. I'm not. No.
They're just knocking down the door to get to Bart. It's rough.
listen, you need to let me answer the questions that are directed at me.
Okay.
You were a moderator. You know, we were setting it up for her to be a moderator. And Kelly Pervin, I know they both got the same name. Karen.
By the way, here's a voicemail he left. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's in your best... This is to the woman who passed away, Kelly Pervin. He left her this voicemail. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. It's in your best interest, in the best interest of your family, that you call me back. I don't care if you record the call. It's important that you know what I'm going to tell you. And this is about your safety and not any damage or any threat and that I have to you, but others, and tried to help. You please call me back or have your husband call me back. By the way, Kelly, this is Bert. This was a warning that she wouldn't be safe if she reached out to me.
Kelly Roark. That's her maiden name. Kelly is her maiden name. Kelly Pervin was supposed to run the equipment remotely, which we just couldn't make happen. And
couldn't do it.
I had to tell Roark, Karen Kelly Roark, I'm gonna say it fully so that you guys recognize her when you see her everywhere. Listen, I need you to let me answer the people. I'm looking at the chat. I see them answering, and then you're answering it. So don't answer it. Please, let me answer it. Unless I call on you. It's like, Karen, can you tell them? But we got to work together here, and you're stepping all over me.
Raise your hand, and I'll call on you.
And I'm new at this, and I wasn't used to reading a chat.
She says, hello, Bert Bert. I contacted Kelly's husband tonight. He wants to kick Bert's ass. Dude, let me show you Kelly's husband. Like, I know I would kick Bert's ass. I've talked to Kelly's husband a couple times. Once just after she passed away, and just my condolences. It was horrible, right? But do you think that this guy right here could take Bert? That is a mountain of a man. That is a mountain of a man. Bert, lay down and play dead, bro. Play dead. He's 6'4". And Bert is 5'10". Bert says he's 6 foot, but somebody saw his enlistment paperwork, and it said 5'10".
I wasn't used to any of that stuff, and so it was all learn as you go. And she got angry. Oh, then I just won't be in the chat at all. I just won't do it no more. I said, now, Karen, that's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to, for the sake of the show. Well, I don't think you should be covering this. I don't think you should be covering that. I think you should be talking about QAnon. I said, QAnon. I'm not doing that anymore.
Do it.
I'm done with it. The QAnon thing is bullshit. I don't believe in it. I know my friend James Burkhart, who's a Christian man. I told him, I said, I'm sorry, James, tonight I'm probably going to drop a couple of swear words. Part of my contract with SNTV was no swearing, which I was fine with.
I do feel bad. I can't believe that Kelly died. It blew my fucking mind, dude. She wasn't old. She was healthy. I would see pictures of her like playing with her kids and stuff, and it was just like, boom. Somebody told me she passed. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. That's wild. Before Kelly passed away, her husband wanted all the investors to meet in Vegas and just wait for Bert to be drinking at one of the bars where he spends all his donations at, and just come in and just sat down behind him, round table him.
I was a professional broadcaster. I worked in radio. I know that there are words you can't say on TV.
Okay.
George Carlin, but I'm not going to do that. Out of respect for the people that are listening, I'm not going to do that. Tell that joke. But I will just remind you that tits don't even belong on the list.
Tits.
So she flipped out, and I told her, I said, just calm down. She goes, well, I want you doing QAnon. You got to do QAnon. And then Kelly Perman sends me a text. Bert, you have to understand something. QAnon is like a soap opera. It's a soap opera to all of us women. And the women who are following you. Look in your chat room. It's mostly all women. And we wait every day to hear what has happened with what's the next thing. And even if you don't believe in it, you're going to lose all your followers if you don't keep doing QAnon. I said, Kelly, that means I got to lie. And I don't lie. That's why you guys know so much about me.
He don't lie.
My guts about myself.
He don't lie.
This jackass Will Bird tried to influence me. There is a picture of me on Facebook where I don't have a shirt on because I was doing some test shots.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Those are hot, sweaty pool test shots with his pants undone. Those are pool test shots for a pool show.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
That was for a pool show. He was going to be doing a poolside concert, and they needed a picture of him with his pants unzipped, undone, and falling off. That's the only way you can get a pool job, guys. I was a lifeguard when I was 15, and they made me do spread eagle and everything, okay?
To present some stuff that would be great around the pool. So I took some test shots, and I posted one of them on Facebook because I was pretty proud of the fact that I had gone from 230 pounds down to 190 pounds in about 6 months. And I was proud of it, so I posed up a little bit, did a little flexing, and took a picture. Will Bird now takes that picture and flashes it all over the place all the time, but he has augmented it to make it look like I'm masturbating.
I did not do that. I made it look like you're holding a tiny version of yourself. That is a tiny Bert in your hand.
And he's also augmented the audio on some of the stuff I do with AI, making...
Yes. I am very petty. And I trained an entire, I didn't do it, but I trained an entire AI model to your voice. You're welcome.
Comments that I actually didn't make. He does that too. Walking on a thin line there, sport. I've talked to the authorities about you.
That was his profile picture for Grindr.
And I'm just making a nice little on-paper record.
Okay.
I have to take it to the next step.
Okay.
And I know you're going to think, oh, he means he's going to kick my ass. You're 2,000...
Well, you challenged me to a fight. You said, keep talking your shit. I'm challenging to a fight. He doesn't know who I know. I know a guy at the top of the UFC. We all know that's Dana White. I know a top at the top of the UFC, and he's going to get us in a cage match. And I can't even lift my left arm but this high, and I'll still whip your ass. Okay.
Miles away. There won't be no ass kicking unless you come out here. But there will be some suing, and there will be some retribution, because I ain't going to forget this shit.
I ain't got to forget this shit.
Aaron
Never.
Got been out of shape because I wasn't going to do Q. Kelly got been out of shape because I wasn't going to do Q. The two
I like being a lifeguard, yeah.
It's never going to be successful if he doesn't do Q. I put all this money into him. And I told Roark, Karen Kelly Roark, I said, listen, you don't get to produce the show. My contract with SNTV, I already know what the format's going to be. And
Yeah, like when you used to be at your friend's house, yeah, and they'd be just gossiping on the phone all day. That's what it sounds like.
My concept of the show was to talk about current affairs and live entertainment and bring in my friends and acquaintances here in Las Vegas because I've been here.
I'll give you a hint, Bert. Everybody, almost everybody I've ever covered has threatened to sue me, including your buddy Brad Barton. And he was going to team up with Rita Giant Thumbs, and they were going to take me down. Here I am. Here I am. Love you.
26 years and interview them, let them perform in my studio, give them publicity. In addition to, they get a copy of the tape. And a lot of musicians, especially if your studio is great and your video is good, will come in and perform just to get a copy of the tape. I've done it.
A lot of musicians will perform completely for free. He was going to have Nickelback. I didn't want to spill this, okay? I had some insider information that Nickelback was going to be there just to get a copy of the audio. I heard that he had like a Polaroid picture that they wanted to look at. Something like that.
I've done it myself many times back earlier in my career. It was a great plan. But Roark, Karen Kelly,
look at this photograph,
says to me, got it in a text, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to make sure nobody deals with you.
Ooh.
I can get every single one of the podcasters to.
Ooh.
I will tell them that you robbed me blind. I will tell them that you are not worth their time. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to enjoy doing it.
But if that's the truth, what do you got on her?
That's 2 years ago. Well, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And it's like the old joke, women can't live with them and you can't kill them.
How the Bert stole Christmas. That's that face. Dude, if he don't look like the human version of the Grinch, then there isn't one.
She's worse than any ex-girlfriend I've ever had, and she wasn't my ex-girlfriend. As a matter of fact, 99% of the women I've ever dated are still friends with me. Women don't stay friends with their ex-boyfriends unless they're good people.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Nana, ex-girlfriend. Yeah. 2 or 3 of my viewers, ex-girlfriends, still watching the show. So Roark set out to destroy me.
Okay.
Her and Karen and Kelly.
Lies, lies, lies. I never said that. He always says he's got the proof, but he's never shown anything. And if you ask him about it, he's like, why would I show you? I got to go to court with it.
Created a stupid Facebook page, made up a bunch of lies. And then
what?
Anytime I pissed her and Karen and Kelly created a stupid Facebook page, made up a bunch of lies. And then anytime I pissed anybody off in my chat room, they'd go running over to the Kellys and say, Bert pissed me off. Case in point.
Okay.
Another idiot, Marianne Mann.
Oh, no. You tried to beg her last dollar out of her, didn't you?
Marianne Mann, who is also in Will Bird's chat room all the time.
You know what I just thought about? If Karen Kelly Rorick isn't going to pay the $1,500 a month, we might put the Bert stuff behind Patreon paywall, and maybe Bert will pay for it. Somebody's got to feed these kids, folks.
Another sad case.
They're starting to run around with little pot bellies, looking like pygmies.
She's not got a lot of money. She's pretty broke. She's an ex-nurse, I believe, if I recall. Got kicked out of her house, lives in a trailer, and she's, from her description to me, is that she's a hoarder.
Bert, you got kicked out of your house, and someone had to come along to rescue you to get you in a hotel, bro. You had zero income, zero job prospects, and you were living in your fucking car after just receiving like $500,000. Stop knocking where people live, dude. Stop knocking where people live.
And everything is in her house so much that she has to move things to get from one room to the other.
People live where they fucking can. It's rough out there.
And she doesn't have a TV, and she lives with her phone like this. And she has to hold it up, she says, to get service. Sometimes I have to just stand up over in the corner. But she sits and she watches podcasts. Now, I like the lady. And she befriended me. And for 2 years, we were like you would call pen pals, but text pals. She would text me. I would text her back. I got to the point where
pen text pals.
I would confide in her and talk off the cuff and I'm just tired of this. It's just bullshit. I can't do. It's going to be all fine and good. And You know, I'm going to pray for you, Bert, because I'm a Christian woman. I'm a good Christian woman, and I know you're a good Christian man. And that's when I told you guys a couple of months ago that I'm done with the church ladies because they are the most judgmental of them all, and I'm not going to deal with them anymore. And if
They're also wildcats in the bedroom. I don't know if you know that or not.
you're a church lady who cannot handle, every once in a while, I'm going to say hell and damn. I might say shit, and I might
Who got him kicked out of all those hotels? Those sons of bitches.
even drop the F word once in a while. If you can't be grown up enough to put up with that, just don't come watch my show. But we'll.
I think Bert used it. So like you'll notice a common theme here. Like these women reach out to him and he ends up becoming best friends with them. I think he tries that, right? Like buttering them up to like get more money or favors or whatever. I think that's his. Who else meets all these women and just becomes like best friends with them, confides all their deepest, darkest secrets, talks to them every fucking day, all for a podcast, bro? Now that's something different.
Bill Bert says the F word twice in every sentence. And 3 times
Fucker.
every once in a while. If
What?
you be grown up enough to put up with that, just don't come watch my show. But Will Bert says the F word twice in every sentence. And 3 times every once in a while.
Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck stick.
He'll say, I'm not going to try. I'm not going to
He'll say, nyah, nyah, nyah. I'm not even going to try to say the words that he says.
do it. Let's clear a few things up, Will Bert. You say I'm a degenerate gambler.
I've heard you gamble it all away. I've heard that from multiple people, that you stay drunk and gamble. I haven't verified that with my own eyes. Something's going on. The money was pissed away.
And you say I talk about gambling like I don't know anything about it. I talked about sports betting because I don't sports bet. I don't sports bet. I know about it. I've lived here 26 years. There's nothing in Vegas that I don't know something about. Okay? From the sex trade, because it's huge.
You didn't know what you're talking about when you're talking about sports betting. But I think the last comment I made, you must have watched a bunch of videos because that was a couple videos ago. And I don't cover you usually back to back. So you've watched them all. The last one we were talking about, you saying, I'd have better odds if I just played a nickel slot machine than expecting you guys to like my videos or whatever.
With all the strippers and all the hookers. Which, by the way, prostitution is not legal in Las Vegas. Okay? But it is in Pahrump, over the hump, we call it. Which is a 45-minute drive from here.
Thanks for clearing that up that no one said anything about. Appreciate it.
Drink Coors Light beer. I'm going to have a couple tonight when this is over. I guarantee you. I do not drink in the daytime. I do not drink during my show. As a matter of fact, I think we did an 8-hour show during the election day. And I think about 6 hours into it, around midnight or so, I popped open a beer in front of my audience to celebrate that we
Amazing.
clearly won the election. My audience has no problem with the fact that I drink a beer from now on again. At one time, I was endorsed by a beer company. I've owned
on your podcast? Doubt it.
3 bars and managed 4 others.
Oh my goodness.
And the liquor business quite well.
Knows all the business.
Back in 2017.
It's weird that you can't make any fucking money. It's so weird that you know every business, all the gambling tips and tricks, everything that goes on in Vegas, every business that anybody could bring up, and you can't make a fucking dime, dude. You're out setting up tables for some other performer for minimum wage 2 nights a week, sometimes.
To go to Florida and turn a sports bar into a nightclub, and I was given a $400,000 budget, and I did the job under budget and under time.
Where'd it go? That's almost $500,000. Where's it at?
Somebody says if that's a rich lady who could only send $1,500 at a time, she only sent $1,500 at a time because that was her limit on Zelle. Okay, don't try to think you're going to catch me in some kind of lie.
Now listen to this. Listen to this. Why was that? Why did she send Zelle?
She didn't want to go to the bank because it was a long drive, and the bank hassled her about wiring money out of state.
Why would the bank hassle her when she's like, I'm trying to send this to my friend who runs a podcast, and he says I'm investing in it, and he's going to pay me back? Okay, sounds legit.
I would have been fine for her to put the money directly in my account. But she said, I'm just going to Zelle it. That's what she did. Now, Will Bird.
I've got Zelle. Somebody, what's my Zelle? Do I have Zelle? I think I do. I don't. Never mind. You have to find me somewhere else. I don't have a Zelle. I'm Zelled out. Fuck.
Constantly says, Bert had $500,000. He's got $500,000 in investments, and he burned through it. Well, you're an idiot. You wouldn't know $500,000 if it pulled your britches down and made you a happy boy.
What is with all the sexual undertones?
I got $80,000 from Brad Barton's crew. I already had 7,000 in there.
87,000.
87,000.
But what about these people that were sending you $1,500 every fucking time you opened your phone?
And for somebody who lives in...
By the way, he made this out like he was trying to recover from cancer, right? He never said that all his medical bills were paid by the state. Instead, he's like, oh, you know, I had cancer and now I can't work and they threatened to throw me out of my apartment. Mama. People thought they were helping him get back on his feet from like medical bills and debt and shit. They weren't. He just told you. All of it went into starting a podcast that went nowhere. And then he lost the studio he built.
The Gorge in a travel trailer or a camper.
Nolichecki Gorge Campground. I've showed you guys the website.
You might think $87,000 goes a long way. Well, it doesn't in Las Vegas when a 4-bedroom house is worth $500,000. And
why the fuck are you living alone with a cat in a 4-bedroom house?
rent there is $2,500 a month. And
bro, the rent here for a 4-bedroom house is over $2,500 a month. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The rent here for a 4-bedroom house is over $2,500 a month. You got a bedroom for each one of your fetishes?
Well, it doesn't in Las Vegas when a 4-bedroom house is worth $500,000 and the rent there is $2,500 a month. And the electric bill in the summertime is $800. And you got a studio you got to keep cold enough that you're not sweating. It is not cheap.
All you do is sweat. We've seen the flop sweat, bro. I run on the treadmill right before I fire up the podcast. Like, I literally run on the treadmill, heat the studio up. I usually run somewhere between 2 and 3 miles. It depends on how I'm feeling, honestly. My legs are pretty stiff today. I think I ran 2.3 miles, ran on the treadmill, come over here, turn the heat off because now I'm fucking hot, and sit down and start the podcast. And I don't sweat like Bert does. God damn, dude.
And expenses on that studio were high, plus the build out. That money went in the first 9 months. And that's when Kelly.
It's way more than that. Well, I sat on my chair and it's an arm workout, right?
Karen Roark started picking up the tab, and she owned a percentage of our contract with SNTV. But then she violated the contract, and she violated.
I've got your contract. I don't think it would stand up in court.
The non-disclosure agreement.
If Bert had a fucking dime to his name, right? You can't get blood from a turnip. If he had a fucking dime to his name, I guarantee you there'd be people suing him right now.
And when she stopped funding the project, that is when I got in trouble with my rent because I didn't have any income. My income was my investors. I own part of the show. They own part of the show.
That had never aired, had never been validated, that had never done a fucking piece, that apparently SNTV just disappeared for 11 months after that. And then they started playing reruns of Christian music when they launched for some reason. No other podcasters, no ad revenue, no sponsors, and that sounds like a con. Dude, if I told you all, that I was starting a network TV program, right? We're going to be bigger than Fox News. We're going to call it Faux News. F-A-U-X. Faux News. And you guys just invest, and I'm going to start building a studio. And you send me millions of dollars, and that's my salary. That's how I eat. That's how I pay my rent. That's how I buy a car. That's how I pay for my gas. And then at the end of it, you're like, a year later, you're like, where's the studio? And I'm like, oh, I lost it. You're going to be like, oh, yeah. Shit happens. Shit happens, guys.
Will Bird, you've probably never owned a business before.
I've owned 4 businesses. Thank you. I sold a business before I was out of high school for a hefty sum. Well, it was big money for me being in high school. It was $40,000, but.
Oh. But I gave them a percentage of there was no income because we never got successful because my investor got her panties in a wad and quit.
Oh.
And took Kelly Pervin with her.
Ooh.
Kelly Pervin was the IT person. Karen Roark's not smart enough to put together a Facebook page and a chat and all this other stuff. She didn't do that.
To put together a Facebook page. Well, she has a Facebook page called Karen Kelly Rourke. So I think she passed the test.
I'm 100% sure that Kelly Pervin did that. Now, Marianne Mann, who was buddy, who was somebody.
Buddy.
I was friends with her before I even got Shadow. But one morning, I'm laying in bed, just woke up, just like every morning. I go through YouTube. I start looking at, Facebook, see what's going on, see if I've got any messages.
After investing $85,000 with nothing to show, wouldn't you quit too? Abso-fucking-lutely. And by the way, while we're on the subject, my PayPal is coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. Coldbeerconfess@gmail.com. After $85,000, wouldn't you quit too? Yes, I would. I understand the situation you were in.
And I'm laying there and I said
$85,000 and he can't even tell you when he's supposed to launch. And he lost his, fuck
this
that.
cat video. And it's freaking hilarious. But it's got the F word in it. Okay? It's freaking hilarious. So funny. This guy sees this really ugly cat. It freaks him out. And he's all,
and all Marianne said was, some people don't like all the cussing or something like that. Like barely anything. Right? And he had a bone to pick with her that day and flipped the fuck out on her. And then she comes forward with all the messages of him saying like, you can't even send me $5? Could you send me $1? I can't believe you only get this amount in food stamps. That must mean you've got more money than what you're telling me. Why can't you send me a donation? That's never okay. I don't care. I don't care what relationship you had with it. That's never okay. When someone's like, I can't afford to do this and my food stamps are only this much, and you're like, only that much? You're not telling me the truth. Why can't you send me a donation? Fuck you.
Hey, Ma, this effing cat's out here again. Ma, the effing cat's back. And I just laughed so hard at it that I just hit share. Didn't think a thing of it. And then I start getting all these church ladies coming at me. How dare you post a video with the F word in it? We thought you were a Christian man.
That's not what I said. Some people don't care for the cussing or something like that.
I am a Christian man. It's a word. Fornication under consent of the king. It's an...
Not true. All these weird acronyms like fornication under consent of the king, not true. Shipment high in transit for shit, not true. I don't know why people make up weird fake histories of words. Like, I don't know.
Acronym. Okay? It was a funny video. Lighten up. That's what I wrote back to them.
He told me that the launch date was September 22nd, 2022. It never happened. That's when I pulled out. All he did was lie. Supposed to, yeah, he's a professional at this, right? He'll be sitting here 5 years from now telling the same story. I was this close to being on SNTV. Me and whatever the fuck his name is were this close. We were just about to launch, and my backers pulled out. So, folks, if you want to, if you want to buy a podcast logo of me looking super Asian,
if you guys are so offended by,
yeah, Michael Rappaport, yeah, it's an old video too.
That, maybe you shouldn't even be watching my show because I'm not going to be restricted to what I can say and what I can do based on that kind of thing. I even started making fun of them and said, "You sound."
Why can't I get? I guess I don't. I'm not. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm kind of a dick. Never mind. I was gonna be like, why can't I get these fucking big donors in here? Give me a cash cow. I'm kind of a dick. I get it.
I'm like the guy on Saturday Night Live, Dana Carvey, the church lady. That pissed Marianne Mann off to the point where she said, "I'm done with Bert. I'm done with him." And she went running over to Karen.
No. She said something very innocuous, like some people don't like the cussing or something like that, and he fucking lashed out at her. I can't believe you judge me like this, like fucking humiliated her in the chat. Then she was done with you.
Roark, and Karen Roark said, "Hey, let's
trust me. I've humiliated my fair share of people in the chat. I understand why they leave.
Take it over to this guy, Will Bird. Let's tell him our story and see if he'll attack Bert like he did everybody else."
I had already covered Bert several times at this point. In fact, there's clips of me saying that, oh, there's that Marianne Mann. That's the only person in his fucking chat.
That's what she did. So now Marianne Mann, the church lady that was offended by the F word in a comedy video, sits in a room with a guy that can't string together.
This is comedy, you fucking retard.
8 words without 3 of them being the word fuck.
Ooh.
Okay? But she's okay with that.
Bert, let's take an IQ test. You want to?
So in other words, she was a phony. And she sends Will Bird a ton of text messages from me and her.
Ooh, did she?
Private text messages. Not dirty. I wasn't flirting with her. I don't do that.
Not dirty. I'm celibate.
But I was confiding in her.
Guys, I'd like to announce that I am taking a round of investors. I can't give you a launch date yet, but we will be the first podcast on Mars. Okay? You can hold me to that. But we're going to have a seed fund. Going to need everybody at $1,500 a week from now until we broadcast on Mars. It's the only way we can do it. Okay?
I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, the bills are due. I lost Karen. She's out. Nobody's investing. I got to get some money. I got to figure out a way to get.
I had covered Bert while all these people were still on his team. He was adjacent to Brad, and I'd covered Brad when I was covering Brad when Bert first showed up. And I'm like, who's this scammy artist piece of shit?
Some money. Will Bird reads it like this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need some money. He reads it with inflection that was never intended in the text message because he.
Okay, let's slow that down and back that up.
I mean, the bills are due. I'm dirty. I wasn't flirting with her. I don't do that. But I was confiding in her. Hon, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, the bills are due. I lost Karen. She's out. Nobody's investing. I got to get some money.
And then she would say, I'm sorry. Maybe you could try this. And you would say, are you sure you don't have money? And then she would say, no, I'm broke. And then you would say something like, are you really sure you can't send like $10 or $5 or $3? Get the fuck out of here, dude. It wasn't just confiding in her. It was begging for money while she was telling you that she's worse off than you are.
Her. Hon, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, the bills are due. I lost Karen. She's out. Nobody's investing. I got to get some money. I got to figure out a way to get some money. Will Bird reads it like this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need some money. He reads it with inflection.
Have you guys ever seen me read anything like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need some money. You guys ever seen me read anything like that? At all?
Figure out a way to get some money. Will Bird reads it like this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need some money. He reads it with inflection that was never.
That's how I read everything. They don't call it dramatic readings for nothing. That's right, chat.
Never intended in the text message because he's dramatizing it for his own benefit. I was simply texting with a friend. She said something about, I would send you money, but I only get like $30 a month in my.
So if there's a podcaster that you tune into and you believe and you support, and you also know that there's this other guy who's been calling him a scammer, a liar, and cheater, and saying, who the fuck is this guy? And then he scams or lies or cheats you. Where the fuck do you think they'll go, Bert? Like, I know not all of them. Some of them are going to be like, he's nasty, he curses, but you have to know that when I've been saying he will screw you over, and then you screw them over, of course a portion of them are going to end up here.
My food stamps. I said, wait a minute. I said, I can't get food stamps. I don't qualify. I said, but everybody I know that's on food stamps getting $200 or $300 a month. I said, you must be earning some money somewhere if they won't give you but $30. What's going on with that? And I wasn't begging her for money.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. He had asked her for money. Then she says, look, I only get $25 in food stamps. And then she's like, well, you must not be telling me the truth about the money you're getting. Are you sure? Yes, he was.
I was trying to figure out how to help her get more food stamps. But that's not the way Will Bird read it.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I mean, he lives in a freaking campground where his wife works at the front desk for free rent. And then he spends his time terrorizing the tenants at the campground.
I wish that was my job. Ooga booga. Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Woody's talked to me about it. Yeah. And so has the...
You guys know that I worked at the campground, right? And lived there, and what are you exposing?
The local police department when I spoke with them. I can give you the detective's name.
Come get me. He'll be here any moment. And the local police department. I told him he terrorizes the campground.
Because I called him. I said, this dude's terrorizing this poor guy, and he doesn't have a nickel, and they kicked him out of the campground. Need to help him. But the guy's so afraid that he had his brother bring over some weapons.
Oh, Kenneth Woody. Yeah, he had to flee. He had to flee if his life depended on it. After he tried to scam everybody out of money, when he wasn't even affected by Helene and lied about it. You win. You got me there.
Sleeps with a shotgun in bed with him because he's so afraid of Will.
Uh-oh.
I told the dude, I said, I wish I could come out.
Thanks for building me up, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody should sleep with a shotgun. Because I'm lurking. I be lurking in them windows.
I'm out there, buddy. I can't. I don't have the money to fly out there. And I said, I don't know the local police out there like I do here in Vegas. I can fight here in Vegas, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, hey, if you threw the first punch, Bert, you're fine. It's happened to me in a bar more than once.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bert's in all the bar fights.
The law in Vegas is if you get in a fight, it doesn't matter who throws the first punch. You both could get arrested.
Okay.
But
not with Bert.
Because I don't start fights. I finish them.
Bert, you're elderly, dude. If you would have had a real job your entire fucking life, you'd be on Social Security. What are you talking about? I'm a fight finisher.
So this lady, Marianne, man.
Okay,
She
back to
was
Marianne.
looking for some attention. She got it from Karen Roark, and they piled in. Now there's a guy named Bo Sweeney. Bo Sweeney was in my chat room.
I'm Bo Sweeney, and I won the lottery.
And he was there for one reason and one reason only, and that was to pick up the win.
Bert was even asking my disabled 23-year-old daughter in a wheelchair for money when I told him I didn't have any more money. She only got $500 a month disability and was trying to pay her way through college. You're the good guy here, Bert.
Women in the room.
We can see it.
With them incessantly. And he would send them all private messages to the point they were reaching out to me. Hey, Bert, this guy, Bo Sweeney, he's just texting the daylights out of me in Messenger. Is he okay? Is he somebody I can trust? What should... And I said, girls, I don't endorse nothing like that. I said,
by the way, he had none of this to say before. It was just that he couldn't figure out how to get me money, and he got pissed off.
You know, use your own discretion. But I actually spoke to him about it because I called him. And when he started talking, I was like, no wonder this guy spends all his time texting. Hey, Bert, how you doing? Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I just, just trying to be nice. Just trying to be nice to them gals. And, I like to talk to them and stuff. I'm like, holy gosh, he makes Goober Pyle look intelligent. But apparently he does voice to text and they can pick it up on. They understand what that means. But I said, bro, stop hitting on the women in my chat room. Just cut it out.
Okay.
So now he wants to try to endear himself to me. He wants to try to win me back over. Because I pretty much said, if you don't cut it out, then I'm going to not let you in the room.
I think it's got a K in it. Nyak, 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 nyak. I think it ends in a K. I don't know about the other letters. I think there's a K in there somewhere.
So he comes in the room one day and he goes, hey, everybody, we got to raise some money for Bert. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to put in I'm going to put in $200 of, I think he said 200. I don't remember how much it was. And I want everybody to match it. And let's get a money bomb going for Bert today.
That looks a little Jewish. Maybe, yeah, drop the H. That's probably better. That's probably better. We'll get Mort in here.
And people in the room responded. They did. And this one sent a few dollars and that one sent a few dollars. And
I'm not trying to be like Trump's official United States praise leader speaking in tongues and shit, okay?
Fella, he sent what Bo Sweeney suggested. And then after a half hour or so, he goes, hey, Bert, have you gotten Bo Sweeney's donation? Nope. And he texts me, hey, Bert, don't tell him. Don't tell him I'm not in there. I don't have no money, man. I was just trying to help you. I said, bro, don't do that. I said, I'm not going to be a part of a lie. I'm not.
Okay.
They're going to turn around and say I used you as a shill to get money. That's that kind of crap in Vegas that gets your fingers broke.
Oh.
So I said, he goes, well, it's okay. I just got to get to the bank. I got to move some things around, but I got money. I just don't have it today. I'll send it to you. And I said, well, I won't say nothing to the audience if you send it, but otherwise I'm going to tell them what you did. So he's supposed to meet.
Bo seems like a cool dude. I don't know. Bert melts down on everybody. Don't send him enough. Don't send it quick enough. Finally cut him off from payments.
With Dana to over the phone to do, because he couldn't figure out how to use Zelle or something. I can't remember. It's been 2 years. And he gave her the runaround. She was at an event. She goes, I can't. She called me. She goes, I can't take 2 hours with this guy to try to teach him how to open a bank account. She goes, I'm at an event, and she was with her boyfriend, and I said, just stay away from him. I'll just tell him to leave you alone.
Yeah, why can't you okay. You have an audience of like 20 fucking people or less that engage with you. Why aren't you handling these things? Somebody just emailed me last night and was like, hey, I tried to send you some money on PayPal, and I guess I sent it back. Can you help me? During the show, I was like, here's a link. Like, what? Why are you having third parties handle this?
And I said, Bo, you disappoint me. I already gave you a warning about the way you're behaving in my chat room, so just forget it. And I went on my show that night, and I told everybody, I said, the dude's full of shit. All right, so whatever he's trying to get you to do on my...
Oh, that's actually not what you said. Let's see. We've watched it before. But here it is again. Somebody just sent it to me the other day. It was Michael, actually. Michaela. I just told everybody he's full of shit and went on about my life. Is that what happened? We watched this once before, but it's been a long time. That hair is rough, dude. Drinking from 2 bottles. Double fisting it.
Everybody, all you folks that are bickering back and forth, jump in here. Let's go. Let's go. You want to fight? Daddy's ready for a fight. Jump in here.
Does this sound like him just saying, oh, that guy's full of shit and moving on with it? Daddy's ready for a fight.
Kimberly, you have no idea what you're talking about. Come on, everybody. Get in here. Show me that somebody's here listening. I'm not going to stay on here long. I'm just going to get up here long enough to address this because I don't feel like typing it.
It's 30 minutes.
I love you. Hi, Wanda. Wanda says, I hope things are going good. Well, you probably know that there's a little spat going on. I'm not
a little bank shot over there. Got it.
Kimberly, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut your pie hole. I'm going to unfriend you in about 5 minutes, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of you protecting that liar. All right? So here we go. I'm not putting up with it. I'm not putting up with anybody calling me names. I'm not putting up with anybody trying to slander me. I'm not putting up. If I had a chance to talk to Mike Penny, I'd tell him to kiss my ass too. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired of all of it. All right? So here we are. It's 7 o'clock on Saturday night, and Bert Lynch is about to start kicking ass and taking names. I'm here to bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
Remember that line?
I'm tired of this.
Remember that line? We've watched this before.
Bo Sweeney, you're a liar. You're a liar and a con man. And you've been on my page for the last year making friends with all the people that follow me.
Okay.
Acting like you're some kind of, oh my goodness gracious, I'm the greatest guy in the world. Every time I talk to you, it's, here, first of all, folks, if you haven't talked to Bo Sweeney, let me impersonate him for you. Hi there, this is Bo Sweeney, and I'm just trying to figure out a way to go ahead and talk to y'all. But if I type, I sound like an educated man. Otherwise, I sound like a stupid idiot. Well, that's Bo Sweeney, okay? And he's been on my case for a year. Bert, I'm coming out to Vegas, and I'm going to invest in your company. He ain't done nothing. All right, I'm sick of it.
So this isn't about women. This isn't about a lie. It's that he told Bert he would say, and he was trying to figure out how to send him money. Like, he doesn't use Zelle and shit. His bank obviously doesn't want him sending money to a fucking scammer. Like, your audience is older. Like, let them figure out how to send you money rather than flipping the fuck out because you're 4 months past due on rent.
I didn't want his money. But I've told him multiple times.
I didn't want his money, but that's why I'm mad.
On my page to stop dominating the thread. Because he's talking to everybody and he's keeping everybody in a conversation with him when everybody's here to listen to what I have to say. So I've asked him, chill, bro. Cut it. One time I said, Bo, you're on the verge of getting blocked. And he called me because I gave him my phone number. Why you mad at me, bro? Why you want to cut me out? I'm your best friend. Not if you're dominating the room and you're not letting me even get my point across because you have an opinion. Start your own damn show, brother. If you're so smart and you're so important, get a camera and start your own show. But you're off mine. You're getting deleted as of today. Now, everybody,
piece of shit.
I love all y'all.
I'm mad
I
already.
don't let people push me around. And I don't take it. You hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Just like Donald Trump.
I'm already mad, Bert.
Kimberly, who's been on here in the last 30 minutes defending Bo, you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. Yes, you may have seen a thread between me and Bo because he's been texting me all freaking day. And I'm like, everybody else in the chat room can send $100 or $50 or $20.
This is unhinged,
like
right?
And it's not an issue. But you need the attention. You need a whole freaking day's worth of attention.
Everybody else can send me money super fast, but you need all day to send me money? I can't believe it takes you so long to send me money. What the fuck is this even about, dude? This is definitely not about messaging women. It's not about being creepy. This is about you put your guy liner on and you felt like a badass, so here we are.
To send out a donation. I don't want your donation. I want you to get the hell out of my life, bro. Take a hike. You're getting booted. You're out. I'm done with you. Anybody else that don't like that, you're done too. There's only 70 people on this Facebook page that are watching me. If I shut it off today, I'd lose 70 friends. I don't want to do that.
I don't think they're all your friends.
People acting like they can come on here and bully you by saying, oh, you're not a nice guy. Screw you. You pissed me off. You're getting it. I'm coming at you. You shouldn't have pissed me off. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. That makes everybody hate me, then it makes everybody hate me. But Bo Sweeney, you made me spend all day long. It's now 7 o'clock. From 2 o'clock this afternoon until an hour ago, me and Dana were trying to teach your dumb ass how to use your phone. Well, I just wanted to go to Walmart and send you $100. I just wanted to go to Walgreens. Well, bro, you can't do that, all right?
Why?
All you got to do is sign up for PayPal, and it takes 2 minutes, and 5 different people on this site try to tell you how to do it. And you still can't figure it out. And you're mad at me? I don't need your money. But what I need you to do is stop bothering.
He couldn't figure out how to use PayPal for attention.
A dozen freaking text messages and I don't know how many phone calls. And then when I find out later that you
won the lottery. That's why he's really mad. Bert's a broke bitch. And this guy's been trying to send him money. Couldn't figure it out. And then he finds out that Bo won the lottery. And you didn't send me any money yet?
And then when I find out later that you won the lottery twice in the last 2 months, I feel like you're jacking me around. I feel like you're trying to make a fool out of me, and that's not going to happen. And you definitely made a fool out of Kimberly because she fell for it. I'm sorry, darling. I've known you for a long time. You've been on my site. But, okay, Bo's your boy. Move out there to where the hell he is, and y'all go plant taters. But I'm done with you both because I'm not putting up with this crap.
Is that more sexual innuendo? Do you guys think Bert wants to plant my taters?
I'm not doing it. You don't want to follow Bert Lynch? Get the hell off my page. I've told y'all that I'm in trouble. I'm struggling. I worked with y'all. Last night I did a 3-hour show. You know what I got? $200 in donations. God bless every single one of you. I'm only $5,000 away from maybe saving my butt from what's going on. But thank you, honestly, from my heart, to those people for that $200 who didn't ask a nickel's worth a minute of my time to give me that.
It doesn't matter. I know that Bo told us it was like $65,000, which, a big sum of money you weren't expecting or whatever. But it wouldn't have mattered if it was $100. You better be sending 80 of it to Bert or he's going to be mad that someone else is succeeding. Right? He hates Brad Barton because he succeeds. He hates Phil because he succeeds. He hates Alex Jones because he succeeds. Well, I'm doing everything right. Why don't I have all that? Why aren't people in here?
Bo Sweeney, I got to talk to you like 19 times. I don't know what's going on. He says I didn't put it through. Oh, wait, it says I did put it through. Why don't you go hang out with Derek Johnson, you dumbass? Get off my page. Get off my feed. Get off my thread. You're out of here. Not because you're a hillbilly, because you're an idiot. And I'm sick and tired of you bothering me. I'm out. Anybody that doesn't like it, I'm sorry. I love you all. But I'm a true and honest.
Are you out of money for your eyeliner now? Is that why you don't wear it anymore?
Wanda's like, I hope
sorry, I skipped ahead by accident.
Questions and all that stuff. But I will.
Did you just run out of eyeliner fund? Because I will personally sponsor your eyeliner. I'm not going to send you money. I know where it would end up at. But I will mail you eyeliner every month.
Because I love you guys. But I got to calm down. Damn it. I got people just saying hi. I love y'all so much. And somebody, Hilda said, we remember that. I'm not sure what she's talking to, Robert. I got Robert. Listen, if all of y'all leave me, you know what I got? I got Robert and I got Hilda. I guarantee you those two will never leave me. I love y'all. I'm probably going to end up in Florida living in a trailer out in the back of y'all's house. Because I think I just burned my career.
No, you ended up living in your car.
Really around. All right, let's see what. Wanda's like, I hope everything's going good. A lot of y'all are just jumping in here because y'all don't know I'm pissed. Let me roll down the line. He is hiding from me, Christine. Shut up. Where are you, man? I don't see any other comments. Nobody's really saying anything. Bo Sweeney.
Even then, he couldn't get more than 4 or 5 comments.
You're a liar. There's no way anybody's as dumb as you've been acting all day. You just wanted the attention. You won the lottery twice in the last 2 months. You've got thousands of dollars. You've been playing like you're dumb. Somebody sent me the page where you have all that money. I don't care about your money. I don't care.
Then why'd you talk about it for 5 minutes?
But you come on my thread and you demand attention from my audience. I'm just not going to let you do it. not gonna let you do it.
Now, does this sound like he just said, Bo Sweeney's full of shit, and I'm just done with him. I'm moving on, guys.
So you're done. You're out. If you folks want to be friends with Bo, go be friends with him. Let him start his own page. If you guys can understand what he's saying, hell, enjoy the show. But you're done. And Kimberly, I love you, but he's conned you in to believe in his side of the story. That's fine. And you've seen some text messages from me. I told him to kiss my ass a couple different times today. I told him he was full of crap a couple times today. You know why? Because that's how I roll, baby.
And the fact that Bo would still talk to him after he's telling him, like, kiss my ass, you're a fucking piece of shit and shit. And Bo's like, what are you joking? I'm just trying to send you money.
Tell it like it is. If you don't like somebody telling the truth, then don't hang around with me because you're going to hear the truth. And sometimes it's not pleasant. And I'm starting to realize that it's going to have to be that way on my show as well. I'm going to have to start telling people that they had to turn around and look in the mirror at the backside of their britches and see the dumbass that they are. I'm tired of it. I see what Johnny Lust is, Leon is saying, Bert. So on fire right now. If you jumped in the pool, the water might boil. Johnny, you remember when somebody beat you up? You got pulled, so you got jumped in a gas station about 4 or 5 years ago. And we don't even, I mean, I've never been in the same room with you, Johnny. I just love you, bro. And what happened? When those boys jumped you, I said, tell me where you are. I was online. I said, tell me where you are. I will get in my car and I will come to you and I will beat the hell out of everybody in the vicinity. Johnny, do you remember that? And I meant
Did it happen? I've told my friends I'd have their backs too. But I just did it. You know, I didn't have to run on the internet and be like, you remember this time when I told you I'd be there, but you're like, that was an hour ago. I don't know how we'd even find them now.
every word of it. And that was before my cancer and before my shoulder was only 20% when it was 100%. Now it's only 20%. And I'll tell you right now, I'll jump in that same fight right now in the condition I'm in because that's just the way I am. But Johnny, you might remember that when I said I would come to your rescue. I don't put up with getting pushed around. I don't let anybody push me around. I don't let anybody push my friends around. Kimberly, I like you. I like you. I have always liked you. But you decided to side with Bo Sweeney instead of me.
Bart gets pushed around like a goddamn wheelbarrow. Dude, that's all he's good for, getting pushed around by somebody.
This crap. So I guess it's over. And we never even had a hug. So, okay, that's fine.
Whoa. That's creepy on the end. I guess it's over, and we never even got a hug.
Let me see what everybody's saying. Hilda says, Bert, you've got the right, and we will always be on side. See, that's it. I've got Hilda, and I've got Robert. I love all of y'all, but I can go through life for the rest of my life with Shadow and Hilda and Robert, if I have to. I'd love to have all y'all come along.
As they keep sending him money.
And they know I love them.
He doesn't have any other source of income than this. This is it.
That Shadow Kitty, he knows I love him. He's hiding from me right now because he hates it when I raise my voice.
By the way, he said that we worked, I guess he got that from Kenneth. Mariah works for free rent. That's not true. We pay the same rent everybody else pays.
Wanda says, I just unfriended Bo. You did a good thing, girl. Thank you. And I love you, by the way. Lynn says, hello from West Virginia. I didn't have any intention of going on until I saw this thread, and mostly led by Kimberly. And I can't even find a single comment from Kimberly suddenly as soon as I went on. She was all over the place.
Tell me where you're at. Where are those guys who are strong enough to beat you up? I'll come down there and I'll be beating off guys with both hands. Whoa, Bert.
On that last thread. But let me see if I'm going to go here and jump on another page and see if she's typing away. Let's see. Open Facebook in another window. Let's see what she's doing. See if she's even seeing that I'm live. And I like her a lot. I've always liked her. But if you're going to do it, let me see if I can find Kimberly here. In here. Kimberly says, just delete me too. Okay, sweetie. I'll do that. I'll do that if you want. I don't really want to.
He thought maybe she doesn't even know I'm live. Maybe she's just in a comment. She doesn't understand my point of view. She scrolls back to the chat. Delete me too. Bye.
But I will if you need me to. Kimberly says, where's my glasses? There's not even here. I only have one more comment. If someone says they're going to do something and doesn't do it, do you automatically throw them to the wolves? Or do you have the patience for that person? It isn't about throwing him to the wolves, Kim. It's about him spending my entire day texting and calling and acting like he doesn't know how to use his phone. And I was in the middle of a situation.
Even if that's the setup, let's say somebody's trolling me and they say, hey, Will, I heard about Bert saying so-and-so sends them $1,500 a week. I'd like to send you $1,500. And like somebody's like trolling me and they're like, okay, well, what's your account? I must have got the number wrong. Send it to me. Eventually I'm going to be like, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to stop responding. But then to take to the internet and be like, it doesn't fucking bother me, but they won the lottery and they won't give me any money. Like, what the fuck?
Where I could have used the extra $200. I really could have. But he didn't want to send it until I need to find out if the bank's going to give me back the $200 that I think I sent already.
Because there was a transaction that was pending and Bert said he never got it. But if he's sending you $200 and it says $200 is pending, I wouldn't send you another $200 either. You might get them both.
Well, Dana said you didn't send it. It says it's sent, but it's still okay.
You're not a child. You're a man. So stop wearing so.
And they were basically telling him, don't worry that it says it's sent. Just go. Just send it again. Just send it. That's stupid.
It's not in our account.
That's stupid. If it says pending, wait.
And it'll show up in your account in a day or two. Well, then I'm going to wait a day or two before I send the 200 back. Well, you sent it wrong in the first place, bro. I don't care about the 200. Get off my page. Get out of my hair. Get off my back. In fact, take that $200 and give it to Goodwill.
Get off my hairy back.
Is that a good charity? Is Goodwill a good charity? Yeah, I guess it is. Give it to Goodwill and don't ever talk to me again. Dumbass. Okay.
Yeah, you talked a big game when you still had funds for eyeliner, Bert. Now what?
So let's see who else on this thread is mad at me. I'll go ahead and see.
Now what?
Oh, man. Some of y'all are just something else.
I don't even need $200. 6 months later, living in car.
Bert, this is from Kimberly. Bo is a kind-hearted man that was truly giving himself to send money to your way. If someone said they were willing to help me in that way, I would have the patience in the world. Well, first of all, sweetheart, he challenged everybody to send money last night, and everybody sent it except him. So he looked like a retard at that point. And then he started playing around and acting like he didn't know how to send it. And everybody was trying to tell him how easy it was to do it. I don't want his money, but I don't want you on my thread playing with my people and messing with their emotions. You're just hungry for attention, bro. You want attention? Come on over to my house, sit down in a chair, I'll put a microphone in front of your face, and I'll let you talk for an hour. But you don't have the courage to do that. You got to get in a chat room and talk people like Kimberly K. Atkins into hating somebody who doesn't, when she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Troublemakers. This is the problem with our country right now. People are not willing to stand up to troublemakers like I'm doing right now. I will kick your ass, I will take your name, and I will drag you through the road and onto the grass and plant you right where you sit before I will walk away from you making me look like I don't matter. Mess with me and you're messing with fire. And everybody in America needs to be that way now. If you're not...
But who are you other than an elderly man who can't lift one of his arms above his shoulder? What do you think? A fucking Golden Glove over here?
That way, then get ready. You're going to need to be. We have to get ready to go to war. I don't even know if I'm still in the air.
I like to fight. Probably too much. It's gotten me in trouble before, and I don't fucking come out talking like this, dude.
If somebody's messing with you, if somebody's talking crap about you, kick their ass. Verbally and physically. Don't let them get away with it. That's who I am. If you don't like that about me, stop watching my show.
Number of asses kicked? 0.
Johnny Leon Les says, I'll take his money. I need some, I need some Jack in the Box. Bro, I need a trip to Jack in the Box, too. I love those, the bacon Jack, whatever, Jack with the bacon on it. I love.
You needed a trip to move the jack out of the, and the spare tire out of the back of my car because that's where I'm sleeping.
Whatever it is.
But you needed.
Hilda says, and I can always count on Hilda. I don't have to read her comment. I know it's going to be a good one. You just don't let someone like it about nothing. You came in the middle of a pissing contest who reminded me, who ringed me out, and I have not spoken to her since. Well, Christine, you know, I've got family members I don't talk to, okay, hon? I got family members I don't talk to because we don't agree about the jab and they all come from the other side. And I love my family, but I'm not going to sit and have a war of words with them. But I don't live where they are, 2,000 miles away. And if they call and they want to say hi, they can say hi. But I love them. I love them with all my heart. Like I love you guys. And like I have no...
With all of your heart.
The fact that, hey, you want to choose to be on...
Except for Bo.
But Bo's been acting like...
And Kimberly.
And I'm not mad at you anymore, bro.
And Marianne.
Because I'm going to get off here and...
And both the Kellys.
I'm mad. You ain't heard me say the F word one time.
Even though I'm mad, I don't say the F word. Listen to that. Even though he's mad, he doesn't say the F word. Then he leads off with it and he starts talking about me. That get under your skin a little bit?
Tired.
Like the jab?
I'm exhausted. And I'm not blaming any of what I'm doing. I'm real. I'm me. Even when I'm mad, you ain't heard me say the F word one time. But I'm mad. I'm mad as hell. So let me go through these very small chat rooms and see how many people are watching. Yeah, there's only 27. It says 27. Who knows how many it really is?
Hell, you went down since then.
But Johnny Les says, you're killing me, Smalls. You want to call me on the phone, Johnny? You want to talk? If you can keep all the swear words out, I'll put you on speaker. No F words. But you want to call me? Go ahead. Call my phone right now.
You're the coolest, dude.
I think I'm ruining my career as we speak.
Well, you know, there's a first time for everything.
Again.
Wow, my goodness, man.
I love you, bro. How you doing?
It's so hilarious.
Well, you know, doing voices is my thing.
All right, here we go. Doing voices is my thing. I'm Bo Swerney.
On behalf, don't do it. And ladies,
you're good at it.
Out for this cat. Because I've already warned him once, and now he's out. I'm cutting him loose, and I unfriended him and did all that stuff.
So that's not what he did. We just watched the video. He fucking melted down. He crashed out, dude.
I said, you know, I said, just stay away from him. I'll just tell him to leave you alone. And I said, Bo, you disappoint me. I already gave you a warning about the way you're behaving in my chat room, so just forget it. And I went on my show that night.
This is some revisionist history right here.
I said, the dude's full of shit. All right, so whatever he's trying to get you to do on my behalf, don't do it. And ladies, watch out for this cat. Because I've already warned him once, and now he's out. I'm cutting him loose.
He didn't say any of that. He didn't say any of that, dude.
And I unfriended him and did all that stuff. Well, he goes running to Karen Roark. And actually, the way it works is this. Karen Kelly Roark trolls me. She's watching me right now.
she's an older woman with kids and grandkids, dude. She's a mastermind. She trolls me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the fuck out of here.
And ladies, watch out for this cat, because I've already warned him once, and now he's out. I'm cutting him loose, and I unfriended him and did all that stuff. Well, he goes running to Karen Roark. And actually, the way it works is this. Karen Kelly Roark trolls me. She's watching me right now. She trolls me everywhere I go. This is another one that's obsessed with Bert Bert.
You know, it'd be funny. The ultimates. If Karen Kelly Roark and Bo Sweeney and all those people got together and all that money that you were going to send to Bert, you sent to me, that'd be a good one.
And every time she sees me talking to anyone, she goes into Messenger and tells them blah, 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 and tells all her bullshit stories. And I've had many, many people come to me and go, I'm getting all these text messages that you're a con man and you're doing this, you're doing that. I said, everything I do is above board. Everything I do is in writing.
Everything
that I've done.
Everything.
Audience that I'm doing. If I'm stealing, if I'm conning,
wink, wink.
Me to court. But you won't. Because you're just an attention whore. And you're using these chat rooms for attention. You and most
okay.
And Kelly Pervin, I understand y'all all got together at her funeral and bashed Bert. I couldn't go to Chicago for her funeral. I was homeless.
You weren't invited. Specifically, you weren't invited. I couldn't make it either, but I was invited.
Will Bird goes in 8 months ago, or whatever it was. Every time I checked into a hotel, I didn't realize that if you...
Don't do it, Bert. Don't do it, Bert.
Will Bird goes in...
Oh, can you imagine how... Yes. Yeah. I'm going to start, whether they are or not, every donation I'm going to get, I'm going to start calling it out from the people that used to donate to Bert and say, okay, here's Bert's payment for September or whatever.
8 months ago, or whatever it was. Every time I checked into a hotel, I didn't realize that if you see the things on the wall in the hotel room, that you can figure out what hotel you're in. But apparently you can't.
He said we took the pictures of the room he was in, put them in an AI bot, and it would spit out what hotel room he was in. You were describing where you were, and we could see out your window, dude. You're like, I didn't know this hotel was here. It's just 2 blocks down from the so-and-so, and you can see this right over there. Like, yeah.
That's why this backdrop isn't up there now. You don't know where I'm at now. And I started using that back in the hotel rooms because he was calling the front desk or having one of his little perverted minions call the front desk. And I had one front desk that said, we got 20 calls tonight.
I don't even know if that's true. He's probably lying for his audience, but that's funny either way.
That there's a guy named Bert Lynch in your hotel, and he's got a cat in his room, and cats aren't allowed. I had thrown him out 3 different times, and he celebrated. Will Bert celebrated in this video.
Yeah, I did. Get him out of there. Drag him.
Let's go over there now and see if we can
use a taser.
see some of that celebration. Let's see if we can.
His family told him, like, hey, you're homeless. You didn't pay your fucking rent, even though you had $500,000 in investments. $500,000 in investments. You didn't pay your fucking rent. You're like, move back to Florida. He can't. He has to be in Los Angeles or in Vegas.
Let's start with how much money are we talking about again? What did he say? Oh, crap. Here we go again.
That's what I've been told. Somewhere around $500,000. Between the GoFundMe, all the donations he got. So his IT person basically saw everything behind the scenes. And she had screen captures, screen grabs, screen recordings, like she had it. And it did seem to add up to quite a fucking bit. I think I added up. Like I didn't have half of the shit she had. And I was getting close to $300,000. Oh, he broke it again. Oh, we're back. Wait, there we go. Are we back? We here? There we go. Where's Bert? There he is.
How much money are we talking about? $500,000. If I had $500,000, I would have bought that house. I would have put.
Yeah, I think I was over 300,000 when I was counting.
Been making.
I had to go back and look. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
If I had $500,000, Will Bird, I wouldn't be driving a piece of shit car that hardly runs. I would have bought myself another vehicle. If I had $500,000, I would not have put anything.
I'm telling you, I think he pissed it away. because I literally I stopped counting at like $300,000, almost $300,000, and was like, what the fuck? So either someone's fabricating all the evidence. One person sent him like $80,000, $90,000, right? Plus the like $90,000 he already had. Now we're at 180. So you can see how we could easily get at 2, and I stopped counting when we were getting close to 3.
In the pawn shop. When Karen Roark quit the company, I had to start pawning my gear. I didn't have a job. I had a
She was told she'd get 10% back and knew it would take a few months to get going. It started off at $20K or so investment, but Bert milked her for every dime he could. He told her he needed 3 $800 cameras. I bought those the month prior. She sent him the cash. He showed her what I bought him, the cameras that I bought. This is one example of how he convinced these people that he was really spending the money on stuff that was needed. Meanwhile, he gambled and drank that cash away. He is really good at being a con man. He tricked us more than a few times.
disabled arm. I had spent 2 years creating a podcast and building a studio. I was unemployable at the time. Oh, why don't you?
It's almost like you should have got unemployment.
Go get a job as a bartender. You don't do that in Las Vegas. It takes you 3 months to get a job as a bartender in Las Vegas.
But you weren't working for 3 years. All right, let's add this up. You guys tell me which is bigger. It takes 3 months to get a job as a bartender. 3 months. I've been jobless and homeless for 3 years. 3 years. Seems like there's some non-congruency there.
And 65-year-old men are not what they're looking for. I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always had my own business.
Sounds like excuses not to try.
I've rarely ever worked for anyone else. I'm an independent contractor when I go on a job site to build somebody a nightclub. I'm an independent contractor when somebody hires me to do voiceovers. I'm an independent contractor. I gave all of that up because I was injured.
Here's some. He took $85K from my friend. That is what's fueling my anger. She has 2 special needs kids. She believed him like a lot of older people do. He is using God to say we need to keep helping him. He's taken $500,000 already, and the amount keeps going up. He only got $500 last night. Still bitched about it. I know every move he makes. I just can't stop it before it happens. I just have to sit back and watch.
And couldn't.
So I'm not making these numbers up.
I couldn't pick up my guitar and play it for 4 hours. My arm wouldn't work. So I did what I could do. I didn't. I never had a
nothing. If you're wondering what I did what I could do mean, nothing. Nothing. He's ran all these successful bars and turned bars into nightclubs and jazz clubs and fucking grinder meetup spots or whatever. But you couldn't get a regular bar job in Vegas? You have all this experience, bro. I don't care if it takes 6 months. If you're out of work for 3 years, sounds like I'd be trying.
$500,000. But see, this guy likes to inflate and aggravate.
I'm not inflating anything. I just read you the text messages I got. And I've got receipts, but I'll show you later.
Will, I know I told you that we can get in the octagon, and I stand by that.
I know Dana White. Ding, ding. We'll go. We'll go any day now.
But you're going to have to come out to do it.
Oh, why can't you get to me?
And
you live in your car. Wouldn't that be easy?
No, 6 gyms that I've trained in.
At least.
In them.
In the gyms.
And
Judy Master.
I'm happy to step into any one of them with you.
Any of them.
And
I got
you.
you.
I want it to be in the octagon so that it's legal, so that when I put you in the hospital, I don't go to jail for it.
Oh, I'm allergic.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Why don't you ever talk about the times that you were on the cruise ship and kept getting fired? Like you're banned from a couple cruise lines, aren't you?
So shut your pie hole and come on out here and challenge this old man.
Nah, I think I'll keep talking.
That veteran who says he's crazy. I'm batshit crazy. I'm supposed to be getting benefits because they know I've got the most complaints against me in the world. Yeah, the police know too. And they said, man, we're waiting for that guy to screw up just once.
Is that what they said? Is that what they said? What the? You know I have breakfast. Never mind. Never mind. It's not like I have breakfast with the sheriff once a week, right? Is that what they said about me? we're waiting for that guy just to screw up this much, and we're going to snatch him up by his collar. Okay.
Your local police department is watching you like a hawk, sport.
Yeah, they are.
Can't wait for the day when you
I see them outside right now. Are they in the room with us, Bert?
start a fight with the wrong guy over to adjoining campground to yours who's got so many complaints against you. It's not even funny. Oh, not to mention the fact that what do they call it? Child Protective Services has investigated you and your.
Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that someone called CPS on us? It's almost like I told you this 3 months ago.
Wife and
I don't even think you knew that. Like, did you just watch my show?
You know, you're just on everybody's radar, sport.
Yes, my dad was so my dad and the sheriff were very close. There's this place, I don't know, this is probably like a country thing, but like older people like to listen to live music, right? So there's this place called Tennessee Hills, just out the road, and they have like live bands there on Friday nights and Saturday nights. My dad and the sheriff had a table like reserved together that they would meet there every fucking Thursday night. And my dad, they didn't do it for years but after my mom passed away, my dad was like out there like every fucking weekend just trying to find something to do. You know, he was bored to death. And I'd go by there and see him or I know the sheriff well. Some of my relatives are in the police, whatever. You're an idiot.
You're on everybody's radar. I'm not on nobody's radar. Ain't no investigations on me, even though.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Karen Roark says, oh, there's all these investigations. He's under investigation by the Attorney General. No, I'm not. And I do have an attorney.
And if you're talking about the city police, the chief of police came out after the storm and just came out maybe about 2 weeks ago to check on me and my wife personally to make sure we were all right, doing good. Played with the kids for a little bit, threw a fucking a football we had laying around with the kids. So I don't know if they're waiting on me to mess up. It seems like you're just lying.
And I had my attorney check into a few things.
Oh,
right now, the only person that I really could bring a lawsuit against because he's the only person with any money is Phil Godleski. And when I said that, he shut his pie hole and he stopped talking about me.
Sure he did. Go get him.
You guys think you're getting my goat? You're not. I'm washing this.
You're not getting my goat. I'm just doing a 2.5 hour show because I enjoy this. I promise.
Slate clean of all of this bullshit to not
wash it
with you guys. You can keep coming at me if you want to, but at least there's 107 people right now that are hearing the truth for the first flipping time.
Oh, okay.
Continue with this jackass.
To be in Las Vegas because that's where he's going to strike it rich.
I've been a headliner in Las Vegas, a performer on the Strip for 25 years.
You're broke! I don't care if you opened every fucking casino in Vegas. It's not working in your favor, bro. You have to come on this show and beg or you'll be homeless. I don't even depend on my show for my rent. I've been a headliner for 25 years in Vegas. Well, you got a show for it. This flag and a cat.
I've been here 28 years, and for the last 3 years, I have not been a performer on the Strip.
Oh,
I
no.
A show on the Strip at Planet Hollywood.
Oh, my goodness.
Probably made me $500,000 a year.
Oh, damn it. Just like that. COVID, the jab, the dancers, the cancer.
Because of COVID.
But didn't own a house. You would think if you've been this great performer for 25 fucking years in Vegas, that's where you need to be because that's where your fortune is. You would have bought a house.
Karen Roark is telling...
Cleaning the slate.
Karen Kelly Roark is telling everybody in the chat room that Bert only served 11 months. You're out of your fucking mind, you stupid bitch. And he was forced into an enlistment. So I'm forced into an enlistment, but yet...
For the choir.
I end up in the Air Force band?
For the choir?
If you're forced into an enlistment, you're in the flipping motor pool, you dumbass. I was recruited
for the choir.
The Air Force. They came to me.
Everybody gets recruited.
We're looking for a vocalist for the Air Force band. We've auditioned almost 1,000 people so far.
Oh, my goodness.
Your performance, this lieutenant colonel said to me, that job is yours.
Ah.
Would you be interested in joining the Air Force and being the lead vocalist of the United States?
A regular Captain America we got here.
Air Force band. They sent me to Strategic Command Headquarters, to the SAC band, and I became the lead vocalist of the longest running band in the history. I was the founding member of Nightwing. I created the band. I was given the Mr. Bird.
This is getting more embarrassing.
Sergeant Bird or Private Bird or whatever the hell you were.
I wasn't in. That was all a big troll. I was a Boy Scout for at least a few months. I got lost on a camping expedition. Ended up behind a dumpster. Weird story. You can find it in the local paper.
Airman in charge of 2 tech sergeants, a master sergeant.
Oh, my God.
Everybody in the band outranked me.
Oh, my God.
When I got there, I was a slick sleeve airman basic. I had 10 years of experience already as a professional musician. You go in at 5 skill level without having to go to tech school because you already know what you're doing. And I was put in charge to create me a country band.
You were in the choir. Nobody cares. This is one of those, like, I served in the military. Oh, what'd you do? I was in the choir. Oh. Like a little drummer boy or something? I don't.
And that can compete with anything nationally. I did. Called it Nightwing.
Got out. Couldn't even make enough money to buy a house.
Nightwing still exists today. The longest running band in the history of the United States Air Force. My band. I still own that name. That's why my production company is Nightwing Productions.
I bet you do.
You think I'm an amateur?
Probably getting a bunch of money from it, aren't you?
Sucking on the vape because you've got an oral fetish. You piece of shit.
Either.
You piece of shit with your oral fetish and your vapes.
As a lounge singer or podcaster, he knows it. He can't do this from Florida. Impossible.
I'm not giving up 26 years of the life I've lived here, and my podcast is supposed to be about having great entertainers on my podcast.
It would probably be great if you had those any entertainers on your podcast. My podcast is about having everybody in Vegas on it. It's just you and the cat and the flag, but we've covered that.
And they live here. But I got delayed because Karen Kelly Roark screwed it up.
It's all their fault. Never Bert's fault. It's their fault.
It's about to be a new year because, guys, I believe the new year starts in April.
Oh, mine does have a bot on it.
Now he's changed the subject.
Or else people just don't have a whole lot of time, because if you leave a comment, they're being targeted.
And politically, no one was watching you. 67,000 people a show.
Jumped ahead again.
Ladies,
good job.
I could put a camera on drying paint in my house and probably have 10 million viewers on it.
That's true.
You don't hear what I'm saying.
Is that true for you, Bert? You can't even molest your cat on the microphone arm.
I will kick your ass for that.
You are completely uninteresting and a moron joke and a cult.
I didn't even remember saying that. God, that's a zinger, but I will kick your ass for that. You just what? Good place to jump back in there.
You can't even.
I could put a camera on drying paint in my house and probably have 10 million viewers on it.
That's true.
You don't hear what I'm saying.
God damn it, I'm funny. You guys are honestly getting a lot of entertainment here for free. Let's just be honest.
Is that true for you, Bert? You can't even molest your cat on the microphone arm.
I will kick your ass for that.
You are completely uninteresting.
Shit.
A moron joke and a cult. You got the MS-13 devil cult. You got the PO cult. And the NSA and CIA. It's all cults. There's always little cults they run. To get weirdos that only care about that and will commit all these crimes against humanity. Well, she's a race-based cult. She actually believes white people are out here. She actually believes the white man's her problem. Well, she's MSNBC, owned by the globalists, the most evil people ever, shooting black people up.
You see how he keeps everything running fast, and so anyone who's watching what he's watching with you cannot get the gist of the conversation because
the jizz
searching in Politico for some way to dispute what's being said by the most popular podcaster in all of America, if not the world.
No. There are numbers on this. No.
Alex Jones. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the chat room now and see
Okay.
if I can answer any of the questions that people are having.
We better get to the chat room.
I have seen Phil a couple times. People say this is from All Right, that he has conned people out of thousands. What Phil did was Phil got involved with Brad Barton in this Q streaming system. And
Wrong. You don't even know the fucking backstory before Q was like his latest thing.
two of them got dirty rich over it. It didn't work for a year. It was so bad, but yet Brad and Phil kept on getting.
Oh, I know he's watching right now. He's over on Rumble. Poor Bert Bert. If you want to talk to Bert Bert, you got to go to Rumble.
They create it's a multi-level marketing thing. They'll tell you it's not, but it is. If there's more than one person making money off of what you're selling, it's multi-level, even though it's only a 2-level.
That's not true. So like, you might have somebody that books an appointment, somebody closes a deal in a car, and 2 people make money off the car, right? Like that's not how multi-level marketing works. That's not what designates it as an MLM or a pyramid scheme or whatever.
Multi-level, it really isn't. That's the way they pitch it, so it's legal. If you sell 10, this ain't what it looks like, but I'm just using it as an example. You sell 10 of
Well, multi-level is legal. An MLM is legal. It's a pyramid scheme that's illegal. Eisenhower.
these, then your streaming service is free. And now you've got 10 people in your downline, and you're making a couple of dollars, maybe it's $2, maybe it's $4, whatever it is, off of the people in your downline, because as soon as they sell 10, then theirs is free, blah, 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 blah. That's multi-level marketing, okay? If you're at the top of a multi-level marketing scheme, you're getting rich. The 2 people at the top, Brad Barton, Phil Godlewski. Now,
Am I going to have to re-enlist just to join the Air Force Band? Is that what's going on? I knew I was getting in shape for some reason.
is a Q guy.
Didn't know yet.
When I started hanging out with him, everybody was Q. The more I learned about it, the less I liked it, until I separated myself from it. I did not intend to separate myself from my friends that I had built. I thought we lived in America where you could have a difference of opinion and still get along. But the
Well, they think you're a scammer.
Q people are worse than the Democrats. If you go against that cult, the Q cult, they hate your guts. And
Okay.
so to get at me, they go to another Q guy, the little punk in the black hat right there in the corner, to get at me. Mr. Q hater, help us go after another Q hater. We'll give you a reason to go make fun of him. Well, they're making a fool of you. I mean, what is in it for you to fuck with me all the time?
This, dude, I'm living the fucking dream. Let's go another round. What do you mean? I was doing this before they even approached me. I was there the day Brad Bart. You're like a newborn baby. And I've been swaddling you up, burping you. I was there the day Brad Barton found you. It can't get any better than this for me.
You think that I cheated these people because you've never heard my side of it. You just did. I'm never going
I don't believe you.
to forgive you. I don't give a damn how many times you ask me. You got an ass kicking coming if I ever see you in person.
Stay on the lookout. Check your windows.
Now, you can go ahead and say, oh, you're 66 years old.
Ooga booga.
Think that. You go ahead and think that.
Ooga booga.
There's a lot of folks. When I owned my bar, I know I haven't owned a bar in 20 years, but I was the singer, the owner.
So, literally, you think I'm 66? Well, 20 years ago, yeah, you weren't 66 or whatever the fuck you just said you were. You can't say, you think I'm old? 30 years ago, I used to be in shape. Okay.
And the bouncer. And I've carried a lot of fools out the front door. And then during a guitar solo, get back on stage and start singing again. I was kind of known for it. It was kind of a running joke around town. I've seen Bert put his guitar down, throw a guy out, and get back on stage and finish the song. They have. During a comedy night one night, 3 guys come at me because they didn't like the comedian. Actually, I was the opening act, and I said a joke they didn't like. 3 guys came at me. I got all 3 of them out the door by myself. While the other comedian was doing his jokes. And everybody went, how in the hell did you do that? I said, same way that you get to Madison Square Garden. Practice, practice. I owned a martial arts dojo. I wasn't the instructor. I was a student in my own dojo that I owned. Made a lot of money. You got a death wish, buddy. And I'm not saying I'm going to kill you. But
I got a death wish. Gotcha. You have to catch me first.
Someday, somebody is going to put a baseball bat between your eyeballs.
Okay.
You're asking for it. You're begging for it.
That's actually already happened. So I got jumped with a tire tool one time. Still have this weird crater in my forehead. I've taken more ass whippings than you've been in fights, Bert. The fuck out of here.
I'm crazy. I'm batshit crazy. I do things that are counterproductive for my own well-being. That's why I need to be on.
I'm a disabled combat veteran. I don't know what you don't understand.
Help from the government. Typical fucking liberal. So I try not to use that word tonight. Son of a bitch.
Son of a
So yes,
bitch.
Bill Godlewski and
He gets to me.
money off of people with that Q streaming. For the first year, I would.
He just gets to me.
Get involved. Everybody that knew Brad that was getting involved in Q was trying to pitch me to get in their downline. Brad even said, "Why don't you get in here on the ground floor?" I said, "The product doesn't work. Well, we're going to work out the bugs. I said, when you work out the bugs, you let me know. Well, by that time, you'll be so far down the downline, you won't make any money. I said, I'm not selling something that don't work. Not going to do it. I feel bad for selling vacation clubs. I look back on it and I wish I'd never gotten in that business. Because, I mean, you do get a vacation. You do get 3 days and 2 nights in Vegas. But damn, if you bought a timeshare because I sent you to Vegas, I feel bad. I didn't know at the time that I was representing something that I really don't want to represent, but I did. And then when I finally got out of that, and I've been asked, because I was a good salesman, I've been asked by every phone room in town, Bert, come on over and sell for me. I could sit down in a phone room today and make $300.
Okay.
I could go get in a
do
phone
it
room today. They give you $100 per deal. A lot of them,
do it.
If you sell 3 deals, you get $400.
Do it. Do it.
I had done that before. I had $600 days. In every phone room I worked in, I was usually one of the top salesmen, if not the top.
Do it.
Top salesman. It was measured daily. And
is this like a weird threat or something? Do it.
It was not uncommon for me to sell 10, 15 deals a week. So why don't you go back to doing that, Bert? Because I don't want to sell that shit.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be able to sleep, and I can't sleep now because of my financial problems. But
can't sleep now. Couldn't sleep then. Don't want to sleep forever.
Virus all over the world. Aborting black people.
Right.
We're not your enemy. Bert's going to come on and say that we hurt his likes numbers. But again, you can blame me for the dislikes. You can't blame me that you claim you had over 100 viewers and only got 20 likes. 20. You got 20 likes.
Ooh. Ooh, how's that taste, Bert Bert?
I can't remove the likes.
so she's not the only one going. Come over here.
Oh.
Here's a second one.
I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
She's not the only one going.
I'm going to speed it up a little bit.
Here's a second one.
So what she said is 1,000% true.
So now he's going to defend the woman that just got fired from MSNBC.
You can't remember her name?
Because anything I say, he's going to take the opposite side of it. That's what he does to all the podcasters. He has no show. His show is making fun of other people's shows. And he gets about 400, 500 views a night on 4 different platforms. I get about 500 views a night on one platform where you're sending 60 people a night over there to give me a thumbs down.
Yeah, a lot of those viewers are my people. What are you talking about?
Because that's how you get your jollies. You should buy your wife a 90 and go
You forgot Joy Reid?
curl up with her and figure out a way to do something other than screw with other people. Go screw with her.
Bro, I got 2 kids, and I speak to both of them. I've figured that out. Obviously you haven't, right? One estranged son and celibate. I figured that part out.
I'm sure she don't give you any anymore. I mean, look at you, for God's sake.
Truth.
Karen Kelly Roark is an attention whore. Marianne Mann is part of
Bert scamming people for, close to $100,000 on one person, right? And then he's like, you're ugly.
Karen,
Gotcha.
attention whore posse. Bo Sweeney's in there because the girls talk to him.
Okay.
And then there's these few jackasses in Will's room that have no life. And they just go, let's go through with Bert tonight. This is the last night we're bringing it up.
Okay. Ever.
So any questions?
This is it. This is our farewell tour, guys.
I think I probably covered enough of this. There's, he got out of my show last night before.
Now, this is what Joe Rogan said. All right, folks. Now, this is what Joy Reid said. I watched the news.
Okay, let's go back and listen to a little bit more
I watch the news so you don't have to.
of Pencil Dick.
Okay. A little bit more.
He's going to come on and say that we...
What are you backing up for? We've already passed that part.
But again, you can blame me for the dislikes. You can't blame me that you claim you had over 100 viewers and only got 20 likes. 20. You got 20.
Every time. I'm not giving him any attention. I'm not going to send viewers his way. He doesn't deserve it. I won't say his name. I'm never talking about him. Every time is the last time. You can't quit me, Bert.
20 likes. I can't remove the likes.
So she's not the only one going from over there.
Oh.
Here's the second one. I'm trying to skip over this part.
All platforms or whatever. But he's got like 3 or 4 seem to be extremely wealthy people donating like fucking $5 30 times in a show and then like a $500 donation like once a show. Like it's just crazy. I mean, you can do it if people are just willing to feed you fucking money. Another way, Bert wants his studio back, I guess. I can't fathom someone getting $500,000 in donations, investments, and not paying the rents to the house they live in where their studio was where they claim they make all their money.
Now, I explained that last night, but he didn't watch that
Okay.
show.
Got it.
When Karen Roark stopped funding the show, I started looking for a new investor. The new investor that I found strung.
Do you think, chat, now, this is an unbiased question. Answer it however you feel. Do you think it'd be a good idea if you have no job and you have one person funding something and you've led them on and on and on and on and on, there might ought to be like an emergency plan or like, I got fucking $2,500 in the bank for at least one more month's rent. Something in place?
Me along. Was going to send 50 grand, but strung me along. I've got to run to Europe for a couple of days, but I'll be back. But I'll get that in your account right away. I would tell my landlord, I got money coming in. I promise I'm going to take care of it. My landlord wanted me out. I didn't know it at the time because they wanted to raise the rent. I still on my lease.
Okay.
So my landlord was looking at Bert's only paying 22. We can raise the rent to about 3,000 because there's a real estate boom going on here. You can't rent a house hardly anymore. Oh, that's the other thing. I did that, and he took a screenshot of it, and he.
What's going on there? Yeah, he's an entrepreneur. He's owned all his business.
The guy
Independent contractor.
spends hours making memes about me. I mean, just admit that you're gay.
I don't know. I understand it would probably take you hours to make a meme. I don't know that I've ever invested more than 20 seconds in you, Bert.
And that you want my attention. You sad sack. I think this guy probably was on
I love it. Let's keep it going.
discharge. He's probably, well, no, he wouldn't be able to get benefits if he was dishonorably. I'm betting it
Got you there, didn't I, Bert? Got you there.
was a medical. Karen Rolark, I served
Medical dishonorable something. He's probably medical discharge.
a lot more than 11 months in the military. I was not forced to join the military. The military doesn't put you in an elite position of a job that 1,000 people audition for, and I got it.
Oh.
You don't become the lead vocalist of the United States Air Force Band if they forced you to join. You're an idiot.
In the choir.
Poor little daughter who's in a wheelchair, brilliant, who goes to college. She's way smarter than her mom is. I really
Yeah, you asked her for money, didn't you?
love that kid. And I will tell you that I feel sorry for all those kids that she's raising.
But what? Tell us about the time you asked her for money.
Because she's a dingleberry. She's an idiot. I mean, she's articulate. She calls herself a church lady, a Christian. She's constantly quoting the Bible. She can quote verse and chapter.
Church lady. Church lady. They're all church ladies.
While she sits in a room with a guy.
I don't even think she goes. She said she didn't even go to church.
That says, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that. Oh, that's okay. He's such a good guy. He's a good guy. You're just an idiot. You're making a fool of yourself. And now that the word's out, and I'm not
She's sending me the money she used to send to you, Bert. Does that make you mad?
going to stop anymore. I've been not saying your name. I've been not trying to pick a fight with you. I actually feel sorry for you.
Yeah, we got to
There was
finish
a time
this.
in your life when you probably were an attractive woman, and you probably got some attention, but that's not. Those days are way behind you.
Okay,
And now
way
you're
behind you.
to sit in the chat room and draw attention to yourself. So now, folks, you know the rest of the story.
Sorry. I've been designing a 3D model for
See, there's somebody in the chat room that's saying something to him. He just said, yeah, he says that all the time. He needs teleprompter. I have a teleprompter. It's not set up. I don't have it set up. But I have one. There's a reason I don't have it set up. It has to do with the fact that it's some of the parts during the move got damaged, and I just can't spend the money to fix it. I had to move out of my house. And by the way, when I had to move out of my house, I thought my landlords had given me more time. I had already gone to court, and the judge gave me more time. And my landlord showed up with a marshal 3 days early.
Uh-oh.
By the courts, I had until Friday, and he showed up.
That sucks.
And they forced me out of my house. I got to take my shaving kit, the clothes I had on my back, my cat and his litter box, and
Well, that's because you had to be evicted from your home, bro. There's a difference between moving, right? Even if you can't pay your rent, there's a difference between moving and being evicted by force.
backpack with my shaving gear in it. That was it. And then this asshole made fun of me because I told my audience, I don't even have to change clothes.
I only had one sock.
I don't have to change clothes. It's all locked in my house. And I have 30 days to go get it. But I got to hire a moving crew to go get it. And they're only giving me 6 hours to empty a 4-bedroom house with a full-blown recording studio and a 3-car garage full of tools.
One sock.
It's going to take a 6-man moving crew. And I'll be lucky if I get it all out of the house. And that's all the time they're giving me. And I had to raise the money to hire the moving crew. That cost $2,000.
That sucks.
People who are watching my show right now that contributed to getting me that money. And what did I do? I took everything out of that house, and I had to leave a bunch of stuff behind.
And most of it was pawned already, right?
I filled up 2 trucks, 2 moving trucks, and I still had to leave a bunch of stuff behind. In the
God, he's such a sad sack, dude.
I'm so sorry you left all this stuff behind. Well, is there anything we can do to help you? And this son of a bitch made fun of me because I told my audience I don't have any socks. I left
One sock, Bert.
with 1 pair of socks. I don't have any money. Oh, and the money person that was going to invest in my show, the day I got thrown out of the house, about 6 hours after I got thrown out of the house, I'm in my car texting and on Facebook with my friends, with my audience. I get a text that the money has been transferred to your account. And I was like, holy crap. If I just got it before, if I got it on Monday, I wouldn't have got thrown out of the house. So I get on the phone with people, okay, can we save this? Can I come back? Can I make a payment? This and that and the other thing. The investor saw on Facebook that I had said, folks, I'm thrown out. Pulled the money back. Sent me an email. I see that you already been
I don't know if that's how deposit works, but it makes it a lot funnier.
It's too late. I'm just not going to fund it. Let me know if you get back on your feet and get your show going. I'll consider funding down the road. I said,
I saw you've already been thrown out. I'm pulling the money back.
yourself a trip to go to hell. I don't want you in my life. It was a disaster, folks. It was a nightmare.
That makes it so much funnier. I don't even know if you can recall a $50,000 fucking wire transfer like that. I've never tried, but that makes it so much funnier.
It was a nightmare. And I mentioned that I don't have any socks. And this son of a bitch has made fun
Stop saying it, Bert.
of me about that. Because I said, I can't believe how enjoyable it is to get a clean pair of socks after you've worn these socks for a week. Just being honest with my audience.
Stop it.
But that just thrilled. That put a thrill up Will's leg. I put a thrill up my leg when I seen Obama. Because I ain't never been with a black man.
He has all these weird fantasies. Will said he's never been with a black man.
He had a total of maybe 60 comments all night.
I'm just going to make sure. He's enjoying the fact that I've got a small audience. He's enjoying the fact that my small audience makes his small penis look bigger to him. Well,
okay.
Penis is bigger than Bert's audience.
Sometimes I take it out and lay it on your audience just to measure. How many messages is that? Well, you know, burn me with a cigarette. It'll get bigger.
You fucking idiot.
That's what I heard. It wasn't a real investor. It was a fucking joke they pulled on him.
So, we're going to be always talking about someone that I mentioned.
Sometimes we hit our first 100 comments when the intro's playing.
Yeah, but see, I'm after quality, you're after quantity. You've got a bunch of fools that follow you. Anybody that would follow you, dude, is as mentally disturbed as you are. Okay?
You guys, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys can qualify at the VA, but we must be all crazy.
So, I think we've seen enough of Will Bird.
Have we?
You know.
Never yell at my son that I've never spoken to. Ever!
He picks the worst spot to jump in. Like, he could have picked me talking about fucking somebody's butthole or some shit. And he's like, oh, let's just jump in right here. You're a strange son who you've never spoken to. God damn it, you got some bad luck, bro. God hates you, Bert. God hates you. Listen to where he jumps in at. We've heard enough of Bert. Well, or Will. Maybe one more.
I think we've seen enough of Will Bird. I don't, you know.
Never yell at my son that I've never spoken to. Ever!
Dude, he's beating himself up, bro. He's beating himself up.
He's talking about me now. Because I watch another show called Bad Chad. It's a guy who remodels cars. And I said, this guy's blown up his career in 3 days by running off this crowd because he's insulting his son, who he's estranged from. He's insulting his son in every show. And I watch the show. And when I'm relaxing.
I wonder why you just got to take my advice. Maybe this is him taking my advice. When I said embrace the hate, maybe this is him finally taking my advice. I don't know, but it's fucking funny, dude.
And I said, Bad Chad, bro, you got to treat your son better than that. This guy, like I said, if I say it's black, he says it's white. If I say it's tall, he says it's short. Don't get a life, dude.
I didn't say it was good to yell at your son. I said that you said, I have an estranged son who I've never spoken to, but I would never yell at him. I would be the best father. Imagine pounding your chest and talking about how good a father you'd be to a son you've never spoken to. If I send him a sock, he'll have a pair.
I tell you, your wife just needs to give you a little more attention, I think. That's what
and that beats a high card.
I really feel like. And I can understand why she doesn't.
I know it's Obama. Remember, I got an Obama fetish.
Not to Vegas. Reunite with your daddy.
So this a lot of people
only left socks.
The drama between Bad Chad and his son.
Come out to Vegas. Reunite with your daddy.
So this a lot of people believe the drama between Bad Chad and his son is like amped up. You guys remember Orange County Chopper, OCC, Paul Senior and Junior?
Now Will probably doesn't know jack shit about Bad Chad. He just looked it up. He just looked it up, and the first comment that he found in Google search is what he's reading from. Because
that's right.
This is nothing like.
You got me.
This is nothing like Chopper. Okay, this is him and his girlfriend trying to salvage, and he did salvage a TV career. He lost his TV show, and
yes, they had a TV show.
They decided to take an hour.
I said that last night.
Live of him working on a particular car, and he gets a lot of comments about it, and he gets about 75, 80,000 views. And since he started berating his son this week, his viewership has been cut basically in half. I find it.
Attention is attention, right? And there are people online that are saying, "Oh, it's amped up. It's not real. I can't believe you believe this." They used to run a TV show.
Fascinating the way he works on these cars because it shocks me that he gets a great product at the end that he does. And you watch somebody do something that not the way I would do that, but hey, it worked for him. So, but no, here comes Will, Mr. Know-it-all.
Mikey, the titles.
I'll give my right on. You would never hear me say a negative word about my boy on the show.
You don't say any words to your boy on or off the show. He doesn't speak to you.
Because my wife poisoned his mind.
Why are you beating yourself up, dude? What is this? It's like he's flogging himself in public. You've never said a word to your son on or off a show because he doesn't speak to you?
Fine, and he doesn't know me, you piece of shit. CPS, I think is what it's called, Child Protective Services, took your kids. So.
I should tell somebody. That's news to me.
Suck on that.
So, it'd be kind of hard to say something negative about it.
CPS took your kids, Will. I just went and rode my one wheel to play at the play at the park with Ollie and Mariah while Liam was at golf practice. I'm not saying I couldn't use a break, but come on.
Imaginary scenario you came up with, huh?
But this guy tell you a liar. You lied to me, you liar. And everybody in the chat room was saying, Colton, get away from me. I don't sit well anymore. I did for a while. Because that's going to get me kicked out of my house every week. My apartment, or whatever it was I stayed in.
Dude, we had the craziest round of guess what hotel Bert's in that doesn't allow pets.
Uh-oh.
4 weeks, dude. 4 weeks. We come on and see what hotel Bert's in that doesn't allow pets. Knock, knock, knock on the door. I'm sorry, but you got a cat in here. Out.
Thank you. It happened for about 3 months, and it was pretty pleasant.
That's right. It's Drunk Uncle Bad Touch. Live podcast.
Now that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you. Find where I called, contacted, encouraged, told anyone to fucking get you banned from your hotel room. I haven't looked one up. I haven't searched one. I haven't called one. I haven't tried to see which one. Good luck.
One of the reasons I did this show tonight was so that I could take this and archive it in my...
Fuck, I'm going to leave it up, bro.
Because now, if he deletes it, I got him admitting that he got me kicked out of my home several times. I got you, bitch.
You're going to have to prove it, bitch. I've never called the hotel. I've never looked up the hotel. I don't even think I've ever in my life called a hotel in Vegas. Good luck.
I got you, bitch. I only see 13. Go ahead and delete the show. Go ahead and delete your show now. Too bad. I got you.
I ain't deleting shit. Watch it again.
One so far. He started at 12. Now he's at 13. He said he wasn't moving forward. He got 10 more.
And I see only 12. So if you people that are supporting this guy still supporting him after you've heard my side of it, you're pathetic.
Do you guys wait? Chat. I know it's late. If I could, somebody probably are in bed. But is it over? Are we breaking up? Is it not you? It's me. Vegas dude disappeared after a few months. Yeah, the Vegas book dude. He's the one who knew all the fucking hotels. We had another guy that made deliveries or something at hotels. Dude, he could identify them so fucking quick. I didn't even know what was going on until Bert was fucking bitching about him on his chat or whatever, or on his live stream. I had no idea.
Pathetic as he is.
If you still follow me after you've heard Bert's side of the Bert story, you're as pathetic and deranged as I am.
See the light and realize that I'm being attacked because of Karen Kelly Roark, a scorned woman, a Jezebel, as my friend told me today. She behaved exactly like Jezebel. She needs to go read the Bible, find out what happened to Jezebel. The dog's ate her.
Are you a Jezebel? Uh-oh.
Just resubscribe.
God damn it. That's a bad look to resubscribe. It's a bad look to resubscribe right when you're supposed to be leaving me. And it's going to keep going.
Bill Bird has allowed this woman to suck him into this, and now you just incriminated yourself. This tape will be to the proper authorities, and I will be finding out what my options are. I'm going to...
I would start with call logs. Good luck proving any of it, dude. You know how quick you've got to get call logs? At least that month.
To hunt you down. Not physically, but legally. I'm going to find a way.
Find me. Dude, I'll make more money.
Just resubscribed for 28 months. Deal with it.
God damn it, Legend. Now you're making me look like a good papa. Okay? I'll make more money off being tied to a court case with you. Whatever. Let's go.
Son of a bitch right now, just so you know. But you like
I'm a mean motherfucker.
Camper. It's been condemned.
Condemned?
Stop messing with the people who live next door to you, because one of these days somebody who's living next door to you is going to be somebody you shouldn't mess with. And
I'm good friends with everybody that lives next door to me.
They are conspiring.
I don't even know what he's talking about. Kenneth, I guess.
To set you up
he ran
for a big day.
Yeah.
All right, so we're done.
I'm going to get set up and get knocked out. They're coming for me, everybody.
Go back home to your little camper. It's been condemned. Stop messing with the people who live next door to you, because one of these days somebody who's living next door to you is going to be somebody you shouldn't mess with. And they are conspiring right now behind your back.
What do you think I do? What are you talking about?
To set you up for a big day.
There's a conspiracy behind your back to set you up. They're going to get you. Okay.
All right, so we're done with Will Bird. I think I've made my point. I'm happy to take your...
You seem pretty fucking... pretty substantial point. You seem pretty secure in that position. I think I've made my point with Will Bird. and we'll just they're coming for you, and we'll just move on.
Questions? If anybody wants to talk about it. If anybody wants to hop in here, I'm going to go back and look a little bit at. We've gone a long time tonight, so I'm going to take your questions. I see that.
Jesus Christ, this is wild.
I can't read this. I have to put my glasses.
I don't have any problem with anybody that I live near. Like, I just messaged the guy the other day that basically runs the other campground beside us and caught his dog and held it for him. Well, I didn't catch it. Some hiker, I guess it followed a hiker on the trail all the way back to his truck or something and just held it until they left or whatever. And then messaged him and said, where do you want your dog? Took it over there for him. I don't know. Whatever.
I was going to try to figure out some of these.
You got me. His ex-wife has money and has threatened to cut Bert's son out of the will if he has anything to do with Bert. Damn.
Thinks that Phil screwed people out of a lot of money. He made a lot of money with people. I don't think that he can be prosecuted for it because, if you buy into a multi-level marketing and you lose money on it, it's your own. You did it to yourself.
You don't even know a tenth of what Phil has done. You want to talk about me talking about stuff that I don't know? You don't even know a tenth of what he has done. Well, I don't think he can be prosecuted for Q streaming.
I know he gets a lot of donations. I know that his people still donate to him, even though he's bought mansions. Well, not mansions, but he's bought houses in Italy, Florida, Las Vegas. I think he's got a house in Phoenix. I know he's got a house in Philadelphia where he lives, or somewhere in Pennsylvania. He did all that on the backs of his viewers, but he was getting 100,000 views a day.
You're making up more than you're putting down there.
I mean, these people worship at the ground. The QAnon people, you just can't get enough of it. None of it ever happened. Will Bert and I agree on that. It's a damn shame that he was a nicer guy because we could have probably gotten along.
I doubt it.
A couple of XGIs. Like I said, I don't hate somebody who's got a different opinion than me, but when you're belligerent and you're malicious, then it's a problem.
I won't forgive you no matter how much you bad.
Agree with me all you want to. Okay, screw with my livelihood. Screw with where I'm living. I don't get along with my family. No, I can't move back to Florida. I don't get along with my family.
They invited you back when you lost everything, went through the medical thing, told you to come home. You couldn't afford it. When you were homeless, they tried to contact you.
Okay. They all took the jab. They all believed in all that shit. I'm not going to say it because that's going to make my sister even madder and she doesn't speak to me anyway. But I have my own opinion about how my niece died. And since
Ooh, that could separate a family.
Nobody talks to me. Nobody wants to give me any information. I'll just assume what I want to assume. I got to get a haircut. This is driving me nuts.
What is all that clicking?
Oh, man. All right, let's see what else people are saying over here. Yeah, somebody says that gives me a headache. I'll speed it up. Yeah, imagine I got to watch it every night to see what this guy's saying about me, which I'm done doing going forward.
He says he watches it every night. Thank you for the view, Bert. This Bert is for you.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
There's Kimberly Martin saying hi to Bert and Shadow. Appreciate that. Hello. If that was a rich lady, why she wants to, we answered that one already. Now this one's interesting. Joash once, I guess that's how you say it. A judge in one of his more recent court cases said Phil plead guilty to sex with a teen girl. He did not.
You know it better than the judge and his ruling. You got it.
Guilty to. The charge was. Let me think. It's been a long time.
It looked like he was wearing a yarmulke.
It's like contributing to the delinquency of a minor, but that wasn't the way it was worded. It was corruption of a minor, I believe. It's been a long time since I saw it. I think it was corruption of a minor.
A judge ruled that he's not allowed to deny sex with a minor. Will just doesn't even know what he's ever talking about. He just talks about it, Googles it, talks about it.
Phil Galuski was a baseball coach at high school. His star player committed suicide. His star players...
Wrong. Right off the bat, wrong. They didn't even know each other, bro. His star player committed suicide. Wrong.
Phil Galuski was a...
Maybe you should use Google.
Baseball coach at high school. His star player committed suicide. His star player's girlfriend was very distraught, and Phil tried to, these are his words, comfort her. And because apparently he makes some really bad decisions.
I don't even think Phil's ever claimed it was his star baseball player that killed himself.
He likes to sexting. And he was sexting with her. He went from comforting her to corrupting her. And that's what he had to plead guilty to. I don't believe that he ever admitted to having sex with her. She accused him of that, then she recanted. And that's how come he ended up getting a lesser charge, because the court just didn't believe anything she said. And his argument about that was a good one.
That's not true, because she didn't testify. So how could the court not believe what she said?
But it doesn't change the fact that he shouldn't have been doing that. And if he'd been doing that with my daughter, he wouldn't have made it to a courtroom. I don't have a daughter, but you know what I'm saying, metaphorically. So yeah.
You basically don't have a son either.
Yes, he did, and apparently he's having trouble with his wife now. I don't know. What I do know is Phil came on the air after Will Bert started screwing with me. Phil comes on the air after Karen Kelly Roark reached out to him, and she told him a bunch of damn lies. And he goes on and says, Bert Lynch is a con man, and I'm going to see to it that you go to prison. And I'm like, hold on here, sport. I have supported you, and I have defended you in the chat room for 2 or 3 years. You have paid no attention to me. The reason I got his attention was I reached out to him and I said, that guy Will Bert that attacked you, well, now he's attacking me. So I'd like for you and me to have a chat. I'd like to talk to you about it and see where we should go from here.
I covered you before. I think I probably covered Phil. Maybe I'd covered Phil a couple times by then.
Is he worth suing? Does he have any money? I didn't know anything about Will Bird at the time. I didn't know he was practically homeless. Oh, by the way, so Will Bird lives
Sorta, Lee, in a home, practically.
in a camper trailer with 2 kids and a wife that's bigger than he is. And from what I'm told
So you've got some stuff wrong right off the bat.
by the people that live next door to him around, she's mean as a snake. Jay Bird is who she is. She's
Mean as a snake. What?
and a wife that's bigger than he is. And from what I'm told by the people that live next door to him around, she's mean as a snake. Jay Bird is who she is. She's in the chat room all the time.
Chat. How many Pinocchios have we given Bert so far? Mariah is shorter than me, but she probably weighs 100 pounds less than me. Like, what the fuck? Jaybird? What would the J stand for? Jack?
And she encourages him. So to impress his wife, I guess, he picks a fight with anybody and everybody he can because he's a keyboard warrior and he thinks that there's no consequences to it. One day,
Okay.
I'm not saying it's going to be me. I'm going to celebrate when somebody else finds you and kicks your ass. I will.
Okay.
I'm a full party.
I'll live stream it.
But that's going to happen. You keep it up. At
Jariah?
some point, you're going to take on somebody that doesn't live 2,000 miles away from you. 'Cause I'm going to tell you,
Okay.
you say I claim I don't drink. I didn't say that. You said that. I don't drink on camera. I don't get drunk every night.
Okay.
Drink Coors Light. I don't drink any liquor.
Okay.
I never have. I don't touch it. Why?
Enjoy it.
Well, I shouldn't say I never have. I quit drinking liquor before I went in the Air Force because when I drink liquor, I get mean as a snake.
Ooh.
In fact, my friends back in
That might be my problem. Or Jariah's problem.
Charlotte used to call me Snake because once I
He's calling all kinds of shit out that he doesn't know anything. Our camp, we do live in a camper, which we like. Like, okay, here was the plan. COVID wasn't exactly in full swing yet, right? This was in August before COVID. It was to go to a camper until we saw like housing prices going up. No, that's a lie. It was the August after COVID started. Housing prices were going crazy. And the plan was like, hey, everything that we're looking at is like being sold instantly, or an investment company's coming to get it before it even goes to market. They're paying above asking, like insane, like stuff we were looking at around here because it's like low cost of living would be from like 180 to like 220,000, right? And literally something would be listed for like 250 and people would be like, I'll give you 270. Like it was so fucking crazy, right? And we're like, okay, well, we'll go to a camper. And there's like a campground in the place where we grew up and we liked the campground. And it seemed like it had like a community feel. They had like taco night and hung out and shit like that, right? So her grandpa at the time was selling a camper and we bought that and it was small. It was 2 bedrooms, had bunk beds in the back, but it was 1 bathroom small. It was like a bumper pool camper. It's probably like 30 some feet, like 33 feet or something. And we got it and we lived in it. But like I said, it was small and the housing prices never fixed. And then one day Mariah's like, you know what? I thought I'd fucking hate this, but I fucking love it. Like, I fucking love it. I like the community. I like being at the river. I fucking love it. And this was when we weren't working there. Neither one of us was working there. She's like, I fucking love it here. The problem is the camper, right? It's too small. We could have done this for like 6 months, a year, but we're not gonna be able to do this for like beyond a year. There's no way. So I was like, yeah, you know what? We had money saved up. So I was like, yeah, you know what? What we'll do is I'll find us a bigger, like a 5th wheel camper. And the one we got now is nice. It's got 2 bathrooms. It's still got bunk beds, but it's like a bigger room. They got a desk to do their schoolwork at. It's got if you've been around the show long enough, I did a tour of it. It's got a kitchen and a dining room, our bedroom, another bathroom for us. Like, it's got a whole lot more room and a lot more storage. So we found a bigger camper. Then we sold our little camper to go. And now we've got a ton of room. Like, eventually I still want to get like, Liam's becoming a teenager, so I want to get him into his own room or whatever. But for right now, it got us more room, more breathing room. It's a lot nicer, a lot newer. And we're just riding it out. Like, hopefully the market corrects itself eventually. And when we're ready, we'll start looking for maybe a piece of land. We'll probably move the camper to a piece of land and build a house. But Mariah wasn't ready to leave, until the flood. Like, she loved our neighborhood, our community. Like all the people. I'm not big on like I'm fucking crazy, like Bert told you. So I'm not big on like socializing like people. Mariah likes to go to all the little things, and we do trick or treating there. It's like living in a little gated community, even though we're all in like campers and cabins and shit. And the kids love growing up on the river and swimming, and they both got kayaks. They're like little river rats. But the goal wasn't to move into a camper. It was like, what the fuck is the housing market doing? Like, it was crazy. So we ended up there, but we do enjoy it. It sucks that the hurricane and the flood and all that shit happened. But anybody that could say anything about the way I live or who I am lives in that campground too. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're living in a mansion up on the hill. I just showed you the guy that told him all this information is living in a 10 by 12 shed in someone's backyard. Like, I think I'm doing better than that.
I got that liquor in me, I would pick a fight with brick wall and beat the brick wall's ass. And I had to stop because I was going to get myself in trouble.
Oh.
And I never went to jail. I didn't know that stuff. But when you hit somebody enough times, you might hurt them so bad that you have to live the rest of your life with the consequences of what you did to them. I had to learn to stop doing that. And so I realized that the liquor just made me mean. So I quit drinking it. And anybody who knows me can tell you they've never seen me take a shot. And not since 1977. It's the last time I drank.
Amazing.
But I can drink a dozen Coors Lights and you can't tell I've had a drink. I know because I've been pulled over after a dozen Coors Lights and I passed the DUI test and got sent on my way. Now, I'm not saying that I go
okay.
out every night and do that, but it has happened. But I don't drink a dozen Coors Light every night. But again, now he'll go out and tell the whole world, he drinks a dozen beers a day. He's an asshole. Pencil dick.
I mean, someone who could drink a fucking 12-pack and it not even affect them is an alcoholic. But whatever you say.
I'm calling him the
Campground Con Man.
The Con Man.
Campground Con Man.
Shit, I forgot now.
I got you.
Campground Con Man.
There you go.
I'm gonna write a song. Pencil Dick, the Campground Con Man. Dick's on everybody he can.
It'll probably get 2 views.
One day they're gonna whip his ass. I hope they leave him laying there flat. Pencil Dick, the Campground Con Man. There you go. What's your song? Now you're famous. You got a Bert Lynch song written about you.
Yeah, that'll make me famous. You guys can name all those famous Bert Lynch melodies. I started saying "Raise Up Old Glory" when I fucking bust a nut. It really pisses Mariah off, but what's she gonna do, right? She's face down, ass up. Raise up old glory. You know, I honestly think it adds more style, a little flair at the end.
So talking about Phil Gillespie and said that the teen girl, he wouldn't deny it in court because. All right, so what are we doing here? Let me see.
You don't even know.
Someone just reminded me, they say you gamble every day too.
Lots of people are selling their homes and moving into camp. I don't know if you gamble every day. I'm going off what people that knew you way better than I ever will said.
You have money to gamble. You have to have.
Karen Kelly Rorick never texted or talked to Phil. Lots of people are selling their homes, moving to campers. Seems the thing to do. Yeah, I mean, it is for right now. Like, our campground had a waiting list because so many people were doing it. A lot of people that had money. Like, I don't have money, right? But people that, like, had money to pay like, they weren't going to get a mortgage for their house. They sold their home when the fucking value went up 70% overnight, basically, and lived in whatever they could with a family member in a camper, wherever they could, until when the market resets, they'll come back in with cash and buy a house and be in at a better rate.
I have money to gamble, and I don't have any. If I were my hair's just a disaster. It's $20 for a haircut. I don't have $20 for a haircut. You think I'm going gambling?
Well, maybe that's why you don't have $20.
I had 15 machines.
Okay.
It was a gaming bar, which meant that I was doing $35,000, $40,000 a week in gaming.
Oh my God.
That was a low gaming level because my bar was in a bad part of town.
Couldn't buy a house.
And my income, I was driving a Hummer H1. You guys can go look at the video on YouTube. It's called Bert Lynch, Norma Jean's trailer. And you can see the bar that I used to own. And I drove a Hummer H1, and I had a hot girlfriend, had a couple of hot girlfriends, and everyone.
I bet you drove an H1.
Once in a while, we load up in the car and we go to a casino, and yeah, I did. I played blackjack.
Why didn't you put some money away? Why aren't you in better financial condition now, Bert? Again, why would anybody trust you with money when your whole life is, I made all this money, I was a star, owned all these bars, and now I have to beg for my rent from one person who donates it? Ann Gallagher. Either you were nowhere near as successful as you're claiming to be, or you pissed it all away.
Pretty good at it, too. But to get in a blackjack game and win any money, you got to buy in for $2,000. I haven't had $2,000 outside of the rent money And so long, I forgot what $2 grand looks like. When you go out somewhere in Las Vegas, it doesn't matter where you go, there's a slot machine. There's a slot machine in the grocery store. There's a slot machine in the convenience store down the street. There's a slot machine. There's 8 or 6 slot machines in every gas station. There's a slot machine in every hotel almost. Donald Trump's casino, or Donald Trump's hotel doesn't have slots, doesn't have a gaming license. If I were a degenerate gambler, I'd be at one of those. I said the other night, I said, I could make more money sitting at a nickel machine with a $20 bill than I'm making in this podcast right now, and that's not a lie. If
Go do it.
I had a $20 bill and I just went to the casino and sat there and played.
It is a weird flex. Like, I've never been wealthy, right? I was in the military. I made good money when I was on the road, but not compared to like a fucking CEO or like being in tech or something like that. Like, I made decent money, especially for like the cost of living here is really cheap. So when I was on the road, I made a ton of money working for like GE. I was a jet engine mechanic, right? But there's no way I would come out and be bragging about having like $500,000 here a year and $300,000 here a year and like I had to live in my car. Then just don't brag about all that shit. Like something happened bad.
At a time, I could probably cash out $40, $50. But I don't do that. If I did, I wouldn't be able to sit here and do a 3-hour show and prepare. Now tonight I didn't have to really prepare much because I'm just telling you what happened. But normally I have several clips.
Preparations.
I have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 clips that I laid out to play for tonight, which I'm not going to play because this took longer than I expected it to.
Okay.
So I'll leave them up there and we'll play them tomorrow. But Donald Trump's moving at such a speed that most of the stuff that I have planned for you tonight is going to be obsolete by tomorrow. I think it's great. It's great to watch.
Awesome.
Somebody's calling himself Project Veritas. Veritas. Play on words. Trying to see, this is, somebody says understandable. I heard he's able to find locations
about trying GLP-1
Damn it.
I don't know how that works. I think that they refer.
Hold on just a second.
medications for weight loss.
24 down votes, 22 up votes.
How they knew what hotel I was in. You know, one time he addressed it and he claimed he was able to do it because he's just so smart.
That's my wife, Jay Bird.
I'm just so smart. I just do it. But I don't know how that works. I think that they're referring to how they knew what hotel I was in. You know, one time he addressed it and he claims he was able to do it because he's just so smart. I'm just so smart. I just do it because I'm smart. Bert. I'm smart. I'm too smart for you.
Nyah, nyah, nyah. I didn't do it, Bert. That's the point. Nyah.
So it was explained to me, and I don't have any evidence of this.
My wife, Jariah.
But I will tell you how it was explained to me. I was told when I started inquiring, how does this guy know where I'm at? They say that that Google Earth can tell it then where you are. If there's anything in the background that's a land, anything that's like a building or even a stand of trees, there's a Google Earth image of it, and apparently you can take that and you can do a Google search and the algorithm finds it, and then they know where you are.
That's how it works, Bert. Keep thinking that.
I had the window open at one of the hotels I was at because it was on the strip, and I thought that would be a nice backdrop for my podcast. Well, I didn't realize I was leaving myself open for them to call the front desk and get me kicked out, but they did. I didn't realize that's how it happened. And the next time I did my podcast from my hotel room, but apparently you can do the same thing with a picture and do a Google search. And if there's a picture, if you see hotels, they take pictures of their rooms and put them on their website. This is how it's explained to me. I could be wrong.
Do they?
But you can do a search and it will tell you what hotel that is. How this guy knew what floor I was on is only because he assumed I was on the top floor. I think I may have mentioned I was on the top floor.
How the fuck would I know what floor you're on?
And there was a in that hotel, I guess. But he did it to me 3 times, and he just admitted it, and I've got to take.
How would I know your room number?
I'm gonna find out if there's any legal ramifications to that. You got me kicked out of my house. Oh yeah, I was in there breaking house rules.
So you were in the room with a pet that you weren't allowed to be there with, and I'm in trouble because you think I reported you doing okay.
By having a cat, they can't do that to me anymore because my cat is now registered as a service animal legally through the veterinary's office with all the paperwork, and that's why this apartment complex I'm in now has allowed me to have this animal.
All those choir boys need a service animal.
And he is a service animal. I'll be honest with you, he calms me down. He keeps me a lot calmer.
It seems like it.
Than I would be if he weren't around.
Chat, you know me. I didn't fucking call any goddamn hotel. I didn't even think, for the longest time, I didn't even think it had anything to do with us. Like, I thought it was just a coincidence. He was getting busted or something. I don't know. I just like to lean into it.
Joe Washer once says the Q stuff is part of their con. I agree with that. Butterfly says, Bert, our timeshare was in Orlando. I didn't sell it to you. Why would someone invested in your success want to destroy you? Well, I explained it pretty good.
Did you?
I rejected her sexual advances towards me, and I asked her to stay out of my chat room because she was dominating it, and it hurt her feelings. And then, when I told her I wasn't going to do QAnon, she's a QAnon obsessed cult member. She turned on me. I thought I did really well, but there you go.
She doesn't even believe in Q or follow Q.
Being sarcastic, I'm just recapping.
But okay.
Just trying to get the woman straight, so it's okay. What do you think? 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 What So I think Cran is coming at me. If that's the case, then I'm pretty sure you just got kicked out of the room. No one watches him, supports him. Some of us want to see if we're his next victim. No one's been a victim. Cran, I hope you're not talking about me. I've been watching you. Bamba Bach 43 says, is that the guy who claims to be from the high command? Yes, Phil Godlewski claims he practically claims he is Q. He doesn't actually say that, but he likes to imply it.
That's not the high command guy. Holy fuck. That's not the high command. High command guy is that little short fucker with glasses. What's his name? Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. You guys know what I'm talking about? God, what is his name? I'll let him play while I'm looking. I can't remember it.
He likes to imply that he is Snowden in disguise. He likes to imply that he's in the CIA. He doesn't actually say it outright, but he implies it. And then everybody goes, you're CIA. He goes, no. And I tried to be friends with the guy. I mean, hell, he was a successful podcaster. I wanted to be friends with him. Originally, it was my goal that when he was in Las Vegas, I was hoping he would come over and take advantage of my studio. Rather than have to do his remotely, I was going to offer it to him for nothing. Just come on over and use my studio when you're in town. We'll sit out and back and have a beer afterwards. See, I don't hate everybody that doesn't agree with me.
It's been a long time since we covered that guy.
When I was doing martial arts, we would get in the ring and compete with each other and beat the hell out of each other. And then go drinking.
Timothy Charles Homeseth.
Because we didn't hate each other just because we were competing in a match. When I was involved in the movie business and drinking afterwards together. When I was doing martial arts. See, I don't hate everybody that doesn't agree with me.
He's a Judy chopper.
When I was doing martial arts, we would get in the ring and compete with each other and beat the hell out of each other. And then go drinking afterwards together. Because we didn't hate each other just because we were competing in a match. When I was involved in the movie business and being a stuntman, I had to get along with all kinds of people, left and right and down the middle and gay and straight. There's no problem being friends with somebody that we don't see eye to eye. I don't see eye to eye with a lot of my friends, but we still hang out and we still enjoy each other.
Okay.
But these QAnon people cannot do that.
Right.
The Democrats. Democrats don't want anything to do with anybody who supports Trump right now. And they never have. My life became miserable because I came out for Trump when he started.
Yeah, it's just like the new cool thing to get your shit as a, he lies about everything he's done. To get your animal to be a support animal. Like, honest to God support animals. Like the VA tried to give me one, right? But so many people have fucking ruined it. I don't want people to think that I'm those people.
Started running. When he came down the escalator, I said, that's going to be the next president. Me and Ann Coulter.
My dog I got now is not a support animal, but he can damn sure tell when I'm upset. Like he tries to like get and like lay down on my feet, get tangled up in my legs. Like when I'm upset and like spiraling and shit, like he fucking tries to lay down on top of me if I'm in the bed. If I get up and try to walk, he tries to like, he won't like trip me, but he'll like slow me up. And if I stop, he'll lay down on my feet and just look at me. I guess pretty crazy. But honest to God, support animals are obviously trained to help with the disability.
And I've actually met Ann Coulter when
Brad Barton was dragging you around.
For president, Ann Coulter spoke at an event, and I did my song Raise Up for Glory at that event. And I've got a picture of Ann Coulter holding my CD in her hand. We talked
about it didn't go anywhere.
How the left just doesn't even want to be friends with you if you don't support their candidate. And now the QAnons have taken it to another level. If you don't support Q, I've got people on my Facebook page that I tell them all the time, you're being conned. Please don't fall for that. But
they want to give me one because they are good a lot of times with like PTSD, with like flashbacks and shit like that. But yeah, everybody's ruined it. I knew a girl that was on a girl local here that was on Facebook advertising that if you paid this much money and gave her a picture and the name of your pet, she could get it like registered as a service animal so you could take it anywhere you wanted. Like that's fucked up.
You'll see. Because here's what the QAnon cult does.
And I don't want people to think that about me. Like I'm just trying to drag my dog around and ruin their fucking day or whatever.
Everything that's happening now is everything I said was going to happen when Trump got reelected. But I said Trump has to get reelected. Oh, no. He doesn't have to be reelected. He's already president. There's two presidents right now because, it's Executive Order 737494, Part 2, Part 3. The other day.
Oh, my God, dude.
Okay, so one of my Terminator just said, Cram 45 is gone.
My Terminator.
Yeah, so yesterday's show, I'm told that Will Bert had 487 people watching him on Twitch, 403 watching him on Rumble, and 149 watching him on YouTube. So
400. I had 1,000 people watching me.
That's 8, 9. That's 1,050 people, basically, about 1,060. When I was doing Facebook, I was getting 3,500 views.
No, you weren't. You would have 10 people watching you, and 4 days later, it would say 3,500 views because people accidentally scrolled past it.
3,000, 3,500.
Sure you were.
My Facebook people didn't follow me because of Carrie Willark. Karen Kelly.
Yeah.
She's been contacting my friends. I've got friends that aren't talking to me right now.
She did it.
I'm going to fix that. I'm going to get through to every one of them. And
Kelly did it.
But I've got friends that aren't talking to me right now, and I know it's because of Karen Roark is spreading her bullshit. And honey, I'm going to sue you for everything you own one of these days. All right?
One of these days
Just wait
is
for you to
coming.
Sue me so that I can countersue to save me a lot of money. So bring your lawsuit so that I can countersue you. Then my lawyer will take it on a contingency. He already told me that. Yeah. If she sues you, I'll take it on contingency because you got her. Otherwise, if you want me to sue her,
Sounds like you're scared of being sued.
I'm going to need 50 grand.
What are they suing you to get, Bert? Your cat? Your one sock? You're judgment proof, bro.
So bring your lawsuit, baby.
Everything's an excuse. We're way past the allotted time. I'm not going to be able to run on the treadmill after the show tonight, but we got to finish this.
Shadow is your emotional support animal. That's Robert Lamb. Just like Rosie was. They can if you don't have that emotional support certificate. And I didn't have it. Hell, I couldn't afford it. It cost me $300 to get it.
I wonder who donated that.
Somebody just texted me and said, I thought comments were welcome. Now I'm blocked. You're blocked if you said something smart, if you smart aleck. My Terminators have got full autonomy. If they see something they don't like, you're gone. I'm not arguing with them. I need their help. I'll err on the side of maybe one or two get blocked that shouldn't have, rather than have to put up with the crap that these idiots are trying to put me through. So it looks like there's no more comments. I'm not seeing any more comments. There's a lot of people watching. Obviously, we've been on here now for 2.5 hours.
He's comparing my live view numbers to his videos that the next day, right? Obviously, those are different.
Okay, Karen. There's a Karen. It's not the Karen you guys think. I'm in the middle of the show here right now, so just, obviously you're not getting in tonight, so just chill out. If you did something wrong, you wouldn't have got sent home. And stop bothering me, or I'll block you right now. I'm in the middle of the show. Okay?
Okay. She wouldn't have even had time to hear that and respond, but...
Okay, apparently that did. I'll give you one more chance because it might have crossed in because of the delay. But don't text me again. I'm in the middle of the show. So I don't see any more questions.
He's a show guy.
The Lands are commenting on Shadow being yes, you do have to have a letter. It's actually a certificate. And I have that along with a tag, along with a letter from the veterinarian, correct? I took him with me to the doctor. And I did a blood. They did the...
That's right.
What do you call it?
He's big time. 260 followers.
And I picked him up and held him for about 2 minutes, and they took my blood pressure, and it was down by a lot. And that's when the vet said, yeah, he's an emotional support animal. So.
That sounds like the cheesiest fucking... They took my blood pressure, then I picked up my dog or cat, and my blood pressure went down. They said, yep, that's them. That's an emotional support animal. But when you're having a high blood pressure event, do they know it? Can they identify that? Or they come running to get the fuck out of here?
If you guys have any questions, we got 100.
I saw this lady the other day that has fainting spells, and dude, the dog like barked like big and like stomped on the ground, and she got down on her knees, and then put her helped her put her legs out, and then it laid on top of her chest to force her to lay down. Then it went and got her a bottle of water and her medication off the thing. Then came back and laid on her chest for like 5 minutes because it knew that a fainting spell was coming on or whatever. Those are fucking crazy support animals.
105 people watching. We've been on 2.5 hours. I'm not going to try to do the political stuff for you tonight. I appreciate you coming in.
It was like a lab or some shit, but it would not let her up until like it could sense that the fainting spell had passed and she took her medicine and all that.
I took on this bunch head on because I'm not afraid of them. Is
this head on?
Interesting to see how it goes from here. They'll probably double down, triple down.
Quadruple down.
Terminator's chomping at the bit to kick somebody out. So, I just really don't care at this point.
I feel you.
On a different platform, additional platforms, not like I won't leave this one, but hell, I may even do a Facebook Live just to see.
I do it all on one platform.
How that goes. But it has to improve. It has to improve because 100 people a night, it's not cutting it. And it really isn't 100.
I watch Will Bird, so you don't have to.
It says 100.
It's going to be his new slogan.
If I go over there, when the show's over, I go there, it's going to say 400. It always does. And there's a difference on Rumble. They call it unique views and something else.
Yeah. The animal's scared. All the guests fucking hate it. Like, fake support animals do cause a problem. I've seen one at the local Mexican restaurant here jump up on somebody's table and pull some food down. Like crazy shit. And somebody flip out and say, why the fuck do you have a dog in here? It's my support animal. Okay.
One of them is when they come in and come out, come in and come out. And one is
that's why they're working dogs. Like, you're not even supposed to pet them without permission. Because if they're working, they don't need to be like, rewarded and shit. They have times when you can pet them and play with them and shit, but they know they're off, right? They know they're not working.
Stay there, hold on. I guess something like that. Listen, this is new to me. I'm not a gamer. I have no,
I got to go tell Mariah that CPS took the kids.
One is that stay there, hold on. I guess something like that. Listen, they call it unique views and something else. One of them is when they come in and come out, come in and come out. And one is that stay there, hold on. I guess something like that. Listen, this is new to me. I'm not a gamer. I have no, I have a background in broadcasting. I have a background in acting and television and performance, music performance. I'm comfortable behind a microphone.
Con Man 101.
In front of a camera. This is something I can do, but learning all the technical stuff, all the platforms and all that. That was supposed to be my technical support person who left and now has died. And, her husband has, I
hate you.
My condolences. I am sorry. I waited a year to bring this up because All right, this lady's not going to stop, so I'm going to send her to.
He's banning somebody live.
What do you not get about what I'm saying to you, lady? I'm in the middle of a show. Shut your pie hole. All right, so now you're blocked. And
this is why he has so many people that watch him.
I don't care. Maybe we're friends, maybe we're not. I don't know. But block messages and calls. Block this woman. She's got the same name as my pain in the ass lady, so maybe it's her. Hell, I don't know.
There you go. Could be.
See, I'm not even good at blocking. I don't even know if I've done it right yet. No, it was not helpful.
He doesn't even know if he blocked him.
So now Facebook wants me to fill out. Did this help you? Shut up. Leave me alone. What is it with people?
They're getting me good.
Years ago, my kids and I had Buddy a mini lop. He was loose in the house, and most of the time, I would take him to work every weekend and work overnight and bring him home. He was so sweet. Oh, this is Jay Washer ones. Okay, cool, yeah. So you see, he's probably in a conversation with the Lambs who used to have a bunny rabbit. I used to have two of them, but it was a long time ago, back in the 80s. So I know what it's like to have a rabbit. They're great pets. They're just as loving as a cat ever could be, and a little bit funnier in certain respects. All right, guys, I appreciate you very much. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and let y'all go on about your night. I'll get back in tomorrow with legitimate news. We won't cover this anymore. Maybe if it comes up and just make a comment. But from here on out, we're going to go back to referring to Will Bird as the
campground con man.
Campground con man.
You got me.
Karen Kelly Rolark. We'll come up with a name for her. I don't know, fat ugly bitch. Something. We'll come up with something.
I don't know what happened to the Rumble video.
All right, you guys. Thank you for.
Who cares? It's just a repository. Nobody watches there anyways, but Bert.
Through this, letting me deal with this out in the open.
Okay.
Contact these people privately, it would never work. You got to fight them on the battlefield they choose. So it's the battlefield they chose. Thank you to the Lands. I'm gonna.
It's almost like I chose this battlefield because I'm the best motherfucker on this battlefield, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not.
I'm singing, follow
I'm gonna ask you to follow me.
Oh God.
You know what?
Oh God. Donate.
Make a donation if you can to BertLynch.com, and if you would please make a donation if you can, if you possibly can, please make a donation.
I am the internet.
And this is how right now I'm surviving on folks who are making a donation of $10, $20.
Dude, you gotta have something for backup. This is crazy. You're homeless and Gallagher's paying your rent so you don't get kicked out of another place. And you're like, this is how I'm surviving. $5, $2.
$5, whatever you can. You simply scroll down. You can email me. My email address is Bert at.
Yeah, like I asked for donations. Support the show at coldbeer.fund, but goddamn.
BertLynch.com. You can read my bio and the updated bio, which was updated last year. That explains how everything happened. Here is the studio that I had to leave behind. I mean, packed it all up.
He named it Studio A. There is no any other studio, but this is Studio A.
I'll sit in front of me now, but it's not a studio like that. That was a soundproof studio with perfect acoustics, recording equipment that would allow me to cut an album quality recording. That is my background. I have been a sound man for major production shows all my life, including here in Vegas. I'm not only an entertainer performer, but I've been a stagehand, I've been a sound man, I've been a light controller, I've been a light operator. This part over here, I had to just recently learn, and I'm getting better and better at it, and I will continue to get better at this part of it. This part I know. This part over here, I had to just recently learn, and I'm getting better and better at it, and I will continue to get better. So I appreciate y'all.
His whole life is a sob story. That's right.
Damn.
My wife, this Kelly, my kid, these other podcasters, everybody's been mean to him.
You can also Zelle if that's what you like to do instead of donate there. I do get it faster. The t-shirts, all the merchandise in the store is available. I make about a third. Of whatever you spend. If you spend $30 on something, I get $10 of it. And it helps. Also, by wearing the merchandise, it'll start up a conversation. You can tell people to go watch my show. No more drama. After tomorrow, the drama will be much, much smaller.
Have you addressed why you're Asian?
Because I won't choose to get into the middle of this again and again and again. So if you can, ladies and gentlemen, please make your way over to BertLynch.com.
In your logo?
Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't plug my website at all tonight, and I should have. I promised my investors who have put money into this that we would plug 3 times tonight. I apologize. I didn't get to it. Alex Jones does that. He gets carried away and he forgets to advertise. Folks, don't write me off.
And he has investors you got to repay too. It's not just like, man, I'm trying to make my rent. It's like, I got to pay back investors too.
I promise you that my show's going to get better. It's going to get bigger. These people that hate me are going to have to watch it grow because it will.
Okay.
Them that can do.
I've been watching it for 3 years. It's done nothing but collapse.
Them that can't criticize. And last night I said, if you guys don't start pitching in, if I don't start seeing bigger audiences, if I don't start seeing an improvement, I may have to stop. When that's true, I might have to, because I may have to take this damn equipment to the pawn.
Well, there's no improvement.
Just pay the rent. I don't want to do that. Because I can't do a show after that. So I've been avoiding that.
And Gallagher, one person in your chat is funding this entire fucking thing. And she's like the second or third person that's had to do this.
I've been avoiding that like a plague. And as a result, I've lost much music equipment.
Somebody donated $85,000 for you to get this show started. It's going to be on its own network, brand new. And you promised them that the ads would be worth between $15,000 to $20,000 per ad read per show. And they would be paid back in September of that year. Of course they're no longer around, Bert. Fuck, that was 2022, 2023. God damn.
I guess I can replace guitars. I guess so. I'm sure going to miss them. Musicians fall in love with their guitars the same way they fall in love with their women. And 9 times out of 10, your guitar will make you feel better than a woman can if you know how to play it. And I do. But I do appreciate you guys being here tonight. Please give us a thumbs up. Okay, there's 100 of you watching right now. Don't let Wilbert and his crowd. I know I'm going to get 30 or 40 of them thumbs down. Screw those people. Let me just see that there's enough people paying attention to me tonight that you gave me the benefit of the doubt and said there's 2 sides to every story. And now a lot of you have heard the other side. Whether you choose to believe it or not, nothing I can do about that.
Now you know the rest of the story.
But I promise you, if these people thought I was the thief and the con man that they say I am, they would have taken me to court. They would have filed charges. They would have called some authorities. And I made the calls.
He has this weird vibe. Like it's like fucking, I don't know, like early 80s country music.
A lot of you have heard the other side. Whether you choose to believe it or not, nothing I can do about that. But I promise you, if these people thought I was the thief and the con man that they say I am, they would have taken me to court. They would have filed charges. They would have called some authorities.
For what?
And I made the calls. I want to know what I can do to them. They say, well, wait till they attack you, so then it's a lot cheaper for you to fight back than it is for you to charge. So that's what I'm going to do.
Makes sense.
Okay. So I know you guys are there talking about bunny rabbits. Good for you. I'm glad you guys are all making friends in the chat room. I love you. And the lands and Jawasher once apparently have bonded over bunny rabbits. I think that's awesome. I do. I think it's awesome. My 2 rabbits were Jack Rabbit and his wife Bunny Rabbit. Creative, right? Yeah, creative. Oh, well, you know, sometimes you hit a home run.
The face of the Grinch.
Sometimes you don't. All right, you guys. So
I'm singing, follow me.
This isn't for somebody bitches about that.
Nobody else like
yes, I do own the rights to it.
I'm like, it's all right.
Easy Goose 49, thank you so much. So have done.
Money, I can give you the sky.
Kimberly, Kimber 711. I appreciate the fact that you helped me get through some time with my cancer battle. You really did give me some great advice. Endless 58, I guess. I don't know. I guess you're still here. Thank you. Tawana, yes, he makes an appearance. God bless you. Thanks for being here. Crazy Goose again. Folks, Shadow is somewhere around here. Tomorrow night I'll make sure he makes an appearance. He likes it when I chase him around the room. The place is so small that it's hard for him to play. And we're going to become...
It's so small, but you can't find your cat.
Get into a new house, build a new studio. It's all coming. Pray for me. And if you can, make a donation tonight. I hope to hear from you. God bless everybody. Good night.
God protects Bert.
We'll be all right at night. Just don't know how you
There you go, folks. I've been called out. CPS took my kids. I'm the terror of the local campground. The cops are waiting on me to mess up again. And I may or may not have been a veteran. You got the same story. That's about as much as I know about it. Thank you all for joining us. I went way over. I'm sorry. Bert's a fucking loser. And he decided to address it tonight. So I thought, well, fuck it. Let's go for it. Let's keep doing it. Let's see how deep we can get, Bert. See if you can figure out who called the hotel and got you kicked out. I'd like to know. Shake that man's hand. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Support the show if you want to at coldbeer.fund. That is coldbeer, one word, .fund. It's not my only income source, but it does help the show grow. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you about in the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. You cut into my treadmill time, Bert.
Tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6 cents for the stupid shit. Where my true believer?
Oh, also, I'm attracted to President Obama. So, I forgot that part.
False fucking profits who profit off of gossip.
Lost weight during that, probably from laughing.
Deposit swinging fucking meat hammers like four.
That was wild nut, dude.
Chap eating his chest like he's King Kong, starving for attention.
Oh, thank you, C.A. Crafter.
I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex.
Everybody always covers me so accurately. It's wild.
Best climbing up 5G towers, cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his.
You guys have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. I'll tell Jariah hello.
I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16.